Good evening, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be in the world watching this. I'm your host, Hollis Mahady, and you're watching Hollis-tics. And you know what? It's great to be back. There's a reason I have my sunglasses on because we're declaring today it is not officially the first day of spring. I'm not actually sure when that is. I think that's already happened. First day of summer, I believe, is June 21st. Is that the equinox or whatever it is? But I am celebrating today because I can finally wear my sunglasses. And yes, I don't wear them in the house all the time, but I do have a beautiful balcony out there and it's nice. I got a new chair and life is good. Life is good. And I wasn't technically gone for a couple days last week. Well, I'll explain. We'll get into all that. But it is just nice to be back and live because what I meant when I was gone, I was playing replays. So I was still here, but I didn't really like playing replays. But sometimes things beyond your control happen and you can't always go live. I did plan to go live. I brought my microphone and I had my roadcaster, but my camera was not connecting to my laptop and all that stuff. So I ended up replaying some stuff, but that's okay because at least I was here. But I don't like doing that. So now I'm back and I'm here. I promised to be consistent, to be here every night at 7 p.m. and I'm here for you. And it was really nice. Um People were asking, "Hey, are you going live?" A couple of my wonderful dear friends in the chat room over there. I see a couple comments. We'll get into that in a little bit. We'll say hello to everyone in the chat room because it's so much better when people are here and tell me what you've been up to and spark a conversation. But yes, so my point for wearing the sunglasses to begin with is we're celebrating. I'll get into the title of the show tonight of what I put up for my title there because I am renewed. I am fresh. Sometimes you need a break, but too long of a break. It was something it wasn't totally planned. I was gonna, like I said, bring my stuff and go live every night, but circumstances didn't allow. So I said, you know what? It's Monday. We are back in the swing of things. Happy Monday, everybody. But yes, so I'll take the sunglasses off just in case anyone is wondering who I am under here. We got the lighting. I forgot to look at the light there. It's a little bit bright, but that's okay. You guys can see me all right. But yeah, it's very exciting. It's a new beginning. People are like, "Wait, is it a new beginning for you? Why is it a new beginning for me?" But sometimes when you go away and you go back to where you used to live. Where I was away to was I was in Scranton, Pennsylvania. That's where I'm from, and I went for Easter last week. So the last time I was actually live was last Friday for TGIF Fridays. That was a great show. I actually forgot to upload it onto my website because I'm very proud of myself. After every episode I go, I do the song and dance, literally make sure I upload it there. And I'm very proud of my website. In case you don't know, my website is hollismahady.com. If you missed any of the episodes and you're like, who is this girl? What is she about? You could see some of my earlier episodes. I'm on episode technically new episode 16. So 16, almost 16 podcasts after tonight in the bag. And I'm proud of myself. So for being consistent and putting it up there. And my website's really coming together. I am a musician for all of those who maybe are watching this on Rumble. We are on Rumble right now. We're on Facebook Live. I am on the YouTube. A bunch of places. Still got to get the website figured out why it should be going live there. But all the website I mean, not the website, all the podcast episodes from my past just a couple weeks ago, they're all up there in case you want to see a rerun. But I'm always here. Now I'm here live. So I get very excited when I see the comments in the chat room. But I always say in the beginning here of Hollis-tics, we do a little housekeeping. Again, I'm your host, Hollis Mahady, and hollismahady.com is my website. As you can see here, that little, what is that? Little QR code. What is that about? It says drop a tip to be entered to win a lyric painting. And when I was away, I finally was able to send out the lyric painting to the winner of the last drawing because all of you lovely, wonderful people who donated to me or dropped a tip that helps support the show. That's why I asked for tips. I mean, you know, you're working here, you're trying to pay the bills, you're trying to be able to do this every night and stay live, but it costs money, unfortunately, to run all this stuff. So any little donation or tip or buying me a coffee helps so much. And it helps me have the time and not be like, oh, I need to go look for something else because, and then you find some other job to get income. And then it's like, oh, shift is 7 o'clock, and not be able to do it. So all those little tips, they go a long, long way and it really helps and it makes me feel good. And I really appreciate it. So again, I sent that out to Joe, our winner. I don't know if he got it yet. Maybe he's in the comment section there. I haven't checked the comments yet, but we're going to get to that in a couple minutes. But again, just housekeeping. If you are interested in supporting the show after, you may be here and already know me, but people just dropping in, why would I give you money? There's a reason. Like I said, tip support the show. I'm bringing entertainment and stories and connection to everybody and just showing up for you because I like being in front of the camera. I really missed it. I was aware. I was like, my show. And like I said, it felt good when people were like, are you going live tonight? A couple of people wrote, where are you going to be live? So it's nice. It's really nice. So, yes. So there you go. The goal, we are at about, so I said, when we hit the goal of $100, I will do another lyric sheet giveaway. And when I say lyric sheet, I'm a musician and I've painted all my song lyrics on canvases. They're really nice. They're signed. I have my little bag and I personally, with love, send them out to you. And the winner, like I said, if you do buy me a coffee or drop a tip in the tip jar, and the best way to do that is just scanning that QR code or going to my website there, hollismahady.com. Right on the bottom right, it say buy me a coffee, and you just do a one-time thing, and you'll automatically be entered to win a lyric sheet. And I'm excited to look into some other things I could give away and doing contests and fun things like that to get people, I like to give back as well. And people like to get something sometimes for their money. They give a donation, and a lot of people just do it just to support. And I appreciate that so much. But I always like to give back. And that's why I was very disappointed when my tip cup went away. But we're going to get into that because I found another platform. I think you're all familiar with it. And I'm going to talk to you about it, that they send the live gifts, and it makes it really easy for people to help you, to send you little money and gratitude and stuff. Because let's face it, if you're a creator or if you're not, if you're just watching it and you do something else completely not like online or trying to make money online and stuff, people are always trying to make money. You're trying to make a living. So you have to, it's a balance because I love doing it. I would do it if I didn't get paid. But the problem is it's very hard. It's time consuming too. So if you're not getting anything, um, you're like, oh, how long can I do it for? But the thing is, today we're talking about new beginnings and anything is possible. And I am committed to getting income, generating more income. And we're going to talk about lots of different ways to do that. And if anyone else has, let me know how you do it. There's advertising, there's sponsors, there's, like I said, there's the tip jar, there's the buy me a coffee. And again, I'm not looking to be a millionaire here, but you got to be able to at least pay for your streaming service and all this stuff. So that's the housekeeping. That's kind of boring, right? But I'm keeping it real here. I'm keeping it real. So goals. So once we get to $100, and I think we're about $20 I got since the renewal of the last one. So about $80 away, and we'll be giving another lyric painting. So again, if you like the show, feel free anytime, click that link, go to my website, buy me a coffee, and you're entered to win. And it's going to be worth a lot of money someday. That lyric painting is already worth a lot in, soul and heart, but it's going to be a collector's item because those are handmade from me. And I've never stopped doing music, and I've never stopped following my dreams, and I never will. And sometimes when you get reminded of that, and that's the episode name and the title of tonight, of remembering who you are. Because sometimes, you have big dreams. I think a lot of people have dreams, and I am a big advocate here of, I hate when people give up on their dream or whatever it is, their passion. So I'm always here to say, I'm living proof that you're never too old, and you can follow whatever it is. If you're never too old to start a business, you're never too old to start again. And take it from someone who has started over more times than I'd like to admit, more times than I wish I ever had to. But what's the option, right? You keep going forward. And I always talk about failure, and is it really failure? Is it success? Is it teaching you lessons to try it again next time and learn more? Because I had a lot of messed up stuff happen in my life, like everyone, right? But certain financial mistakes that really, let's just call a spade a spade. I don't like to curse, but really, I wish I had my censor button. That's not it. That's not it either. It's not even working. Oh, that's not it. But anyway, they really screw up your life. Man, let's go back to school, right? They don't want you to succeed. They should have given way more lessons on freaking how important credit is in your life. Like, I mean, I've made a lot of mistakes. Like I say, are they mistakes? Yeah, but some mistakes really screw up your life. So let me tell you, never co-sign for a car for anyone. I did that out of the goodness of my heart. They screwed me over really bad. And it takes a long time to bounce back. So listen to I would say your aunt. I'm not your aunt. Your Auntie Hollis here. Be careful. Be careful, because if you're not good with your finances, it will really screw you up. But we'll get into all that. So there you go. Let's go over to the chat rooms. I see some comments there, and I'd like to say hello to everybody. We're going to have a good night tonight. I'm inspired. And I want to inspire you and motivate you because I'm always giving myself a pep talk here. So let's do it together. All right, let's go over the comment section here. Hi, everybody. Jim's Tim is in the house. Hollis, yay. Hi, Jim. Good to see you. How's it going? It's going good. Yes, I'm staying out of mischief. Trying. And yes, I was in Scranton seeing my mom. And hello, Jason. Jason's in the chat room. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm glad you guys are here. What's your biggest pet peeve kind of mistake? Well, okay, so my biggest pet peeve, because a pet peeve kind of mistake, or I don't know. I'll just say my biggest pet peeve. I don't know. I have to think about that because they're two separate things. Um, Biggest mistake. Oh gosh. Like I said, let's not call them mistakes. Let's call them learning lessons. Um, like I said, that was a big one. You don't want to co-sign for a car for someone who's not going to pay their payments, and then it's your name and it screws your credit up for 7 years. That's a big one. Be very careful. Never, ever, ever do that. That happened to me, and I've still get stuff for it. But yeah. So let's see another and pet peeve. I don't know. Let's see pet peeves. People have certain pet peeves like they hate when I hate. There's a pet peeve I have. I hate when you're wearing a sock, like a little sock, and it falls into your it does not it's too big and it falls into the bottom of your shoe and you're walking and your socks like in there. I mean, is that a pet peeve? I hate that. Pet peeves. Jim says, "Were you lonely, Hollis, from not being here?" Yes, I was. I did. I missed it. And I'm glad to be back. And I even put in here a new background. So my clouds here, my clouds. It's getting back into the swing of things. It's like, you get on a roll and then you kind of have to take a break unexpectedly. I thought I was going to maybe be able to do the show Tuesday and Wednesday, but certain things don't happen. And then, you're home and you're visiting family and stuff. And, that's important too. Your family's most important, really. So I was able to play the replays, but yes, I did. I did. But I had a camera and it was not working. And I was just like, I got used to my camera here and my settings and my background. So I said, no, I'm not going to do that. Look, so I have some nice setting here. I was feeling a little springy and inspired today. So I thought, well, this is a very nice one as well. But I usually have my normal background up here. And as you guys know, I said earlier, tips support the show. And for those of you who have been watching, and maybe you saw the episode about my baby Kit Kat Tinklepaw the angel. She's my little angel kitty over there. I told the whole story. I don't remember what episode it was. It's on my website if you want to check it out. It's a beautiful story, and I have there. And I said this show is always dedicated to the ones we loved who are no longer with us, who are watching somewhere and watching out for us. You're always in our heart. So this is my background, but I just wanted to switch it up a little today with my clouds, and it's just a nice vibe. I'm feeling very springy and everything. So, but yeah, let's get into the title I put for the show here today. And I put it up it's on Rumble and on Facebook, on the YouTube. You got to go and change the thumbnail for all this stuff. But let's see. Let's go to Rumble and see if anyone's on Rumble right now. Because Rumble is the one. No, Rumble is in the chat room. So if anyone's in the chat room here from Rumble. Yeah, you got Jason and Jim. Are you watching this on Rumble as well? You might be. So let's see. We're on Rumble. And the reason why I'm going to Rumble is because that's where I put my show title. So let's see. So we got 9 people in there. And oh, here we go. Hollis-tics. That's it. And I can see myself on there. It's weird. Ooh. Here we go. Remember who you are and fight for it. That's the title. And I said in tonight's episode, I got to put down the volume. Tonight's episode is a powerful reminder of something we all forget sometimes, right? And we have to keep remembering. And I'm here to remind you of this. Remember who you are. Dives into the truth that we go through cycles amnesia, right? What is amnesia? It's like when you forget everything, losing sight of our power, our purpose, and the vision we once felt so clearly. It's a constant battle between who the world tells us we are and who we know in our heart, what we're capable of and who we're meant to be. But here's the truth. Every time you forget, you get another chance to remember and come back stronger. Tonight, I'm in full Rocky mode. Yes, I am. Fired up, refocused, reawakened. After a reminder and some time away, I've come back with more clarity, more drive, and more belief than ever. And I know I'm not alone in that cycle. This episode's for anyone who's felt lost, disconnected, or unsure, but deep down knows there's something bigger inside them. It's time to shake it off, step back into your power, and remember who you are. And I have to be honest, sometimes I feel like I love summer. I love spring. I love sunglasses. I love shorts. It's just a time like, oh, let's take off the layers and just like be a little more free again. And so it's like the spring renewal. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this because for the last couple months, it's been tough. Like, I've been building and some stuff happened and I didn't have a car. And I'll get into that because I'm very excited. I'm going to be getting a new car soon. And that's going to open the world. And that goes back to what I said earlier. Be careful about your finances and your financial mistakes you make because you could get yourself in quite a pickle. And that's what happened to me. But I'll get into that. Um, but wait, I'm going to hide that comment there for Jim Tim here. But yes, I was a little lonely. I miss my friends. I miss my friends here. And yeah, but what do I mean by that? It's like remember who you are. Sometimes when you're on a journey, such a long journey, and you hear that with music too a lot. And it's like you have to remember sometimes go back to why you started doing what you love, right? Because sometimes when we try to make money from it and stuff, it's so hard. You end up only focusing on that. Same thing with content creation and all this stuff. It's like, oh, because you're trying to dodge too. People who are doing their passion, you just do it because you want to. Like music. I said, I will never stop doing music. I mean, it's part of my life. It's just part of me. It's therapy. It's like when I feel bad, it's like songs come out or like it's just I get it out. But it's always that balance of trying to profit from your passion and trying to make a real living because this world is expensive. It's expensive as hell. And it's just like, oh my gosh, it's like even making some of the money I make now from it is it's not enough. It's never enough, right? Because there's bills and it's not consistent. But that's always a struggle. But the point is going back to why you do stuff to begin with, because I've been doing this for such a long time that you just have to always be balancing and trying to figure out other ways to keep your passion and your dream afloat and all that, which usually is doing things that are not even related to it to make money. So I talk about this a lot, but but still, what always got me through everything was self belief in my heart. Was just like, you know, I always believed that life is meant to be lived, and it's meant to be, dare I say it, fun. Right? People, oh, life's not just about fun. Put your head down, get a job, get to work, suffer, live in pain. Everything's bad, everything's negative. And that is the world we live. Like it is the Matrix. I talk about the Matrix a lot. That is what I talk about, the 3D world. I say, come to Holistics. And we try to forget about it for a while, but you can't avoid it. Reality, be realistic. No, you can't do this. And sometimes you really feel like that. Like, oh my gosh, which goes back to financials and being careful with your credit and be careful with things because you get yourself in a position where you really do feel stuck. But is there a way out of it? Yes. I think there's always a way out of it. Anyone in the chat room there, if you guys, what are any mistakes you've made, things that you wish you knew then, the things that you know now that obviously you wish you knew then, that how your life will go in a different direction, because you have to be really really careful with that stuff because they make it damn hard to get ahead in this world, and especially without your finances and stuff. So certain blunders and mistakes can cost you a lot of money and really set you back, and it's scary how it happened. But like I said, there's always a way out of it. There's always a way to get out of the pickle in life, and I'm here to be that example. So, and you're watching in real time as it happens, right? So I launched my Buy Me a Coffee a couple weeks ago. And before that, I wasn't having that much income come in. And I got some people who were bought me a coffee and I made some money with it. And just today I woke up, I was so happy. I saw someone bought my music collection. And I was like, oh yeah, that's awesome. So these little things happen and it's like, you're just I lost my train of thought. So let's go over to the media assets as I talk about that. They bought this over here. Let's go over to my videos here because I'm going to play a song that relates back to the description when I talked about everyone having amnesia. I talk about that a lot because it's like I really always said it. We kind of forget who we are. Sometimes we forget why we're doing certain things. We forget why we started to begin with, and we come here kind of and we forget who we truly are. When I say that, we forget we're powerful. We forget that belief and dreams, they're not just dreams. Like we're here to live our purpose, and I feel like we're here to learn and to grow and to be happy. And like I said, to have fun. Yeah, like life can be fun. So let's go over here and see. a little Dr. Wayne. Like I said, Dr. Wayne is one of those that always inspired me. So this episode is, I know I'm a little all over the place. I'm getting my flow back. It's kind of weird being away for a week and then I come back and I'm just like, wow, back in front of the camera again. But it all comes naturally. So you guys, if you haven't seen this, we'll start with the little Dr. Wayne, and then maybe I'll play one of my songs because my songs, when I listen to them, it reminds me again of why I started doing this in the first place many, many, many moons ago, and why the creative pursuits are so important. But they're hard. And they're hard also, and I'll get into that too, for people who took a chance and who left home. We'll talk about that because home is where this all started, my renewal of going back home and then realizing, I think going back to your home and where you grew up and for someone again, not everyone will relate to this because some people never left their hometown and that's fine. So but there's that struggle and that thing of going out and trying to make it on your own and leaving home. So we'll get back into that. But let's watch Dr. Wayne real quick because I love him and he's the one he's always inspired me from the beginning. So I'll play that real quick.
Next principle I call don't die with your music still in you. And who better to quote than Thoreau right here in Concord when he talked about some of us hear a different drummer and we must march to the music that we hear. But all of you, everybody watching, everybody here in this beautiful parish, all of you have some music playing. And all of you have a heroic mission. There's no accidents in this universe. We all show up here with a purpose. There's an intelligence that is a part of everything and everyone, and all of us are connected to it. And too many of us are afraid to listen to that music and march to it. You out there, I know you have a book you wanted to write. I know there's a composition you wanted to compose. I know there's a song you want to sing someplace. Maybe you want to raise horses out in Montana. Or maybe you want to open up an ice cream shop on Cape Cod. Who knows what it may be. Maybe you just want to travel and see the world. Maybe you want to go into a relationship with someone but you've been afraid to, but your heart says it's the right thing to do. All of us feel something. And in Leo Tolstoy's famous novel, The Death of Ivan Ilyich, he asks this question that would be terrifying to me. He says, as he has his accountant from Moscow lying on his deathbed, contemplating the horror of this question, what if my whole life has been wrong? I've known what my music is. It's playing right now.
Hello, hello. Oh, there we go. And I'm back. I'm Hollis. I'm Hollis Mahady. This is Holistics. If you just tuned in, I was just playing one of my favorite clips there. But what I was thinking, this podcast is a lot about, it's all over the place a little bit, but it's okay. We're getting back to the swing of things here. But goals and things, when he talks about the music in your heart, for me, it literally is music because I'm a musician. I've played most of my life. I just wrote a song today because I was inspired. And people in the chat room, anyone watching this, do you feel that? Like, let me know something that you want to do. Maybe something you're working on. Maybe something you've always wanted to do, but you haven't taken the steps to do it. You're like, I wish I could have done that. And because I love to see, because like I say, this podcast, I'm the host, so I'm here, the one talking, but it's not just about me. It makes it fun. I want people, let me know if you had a goal that you've always wanted to do or something, whatever it is. Maybe it's writing a book, or like I said, or maybe it is playing an instrument or whatever, like I'm trying to think of other things, like starting your own podcast. That could be something. Like, what is it that maybe your goal is? Because I'll say my flat out goal right now, after all these years, and I'm tired of it, is like, and you hear about everyone, you just need to monetize, just monetize your content. Well, we're going to do that. And you're going to watch my journey in real time. And we are going to monetize the crap out of this because I see a lot of other people bring it rolling in the dough. And I don't know how they do it, or maybe they're just saying that, but you hear that on YouTube, you could be monetizing. Why don't you get on TikTok and monetize and do that? Well, if I knew exactly how, I would be. So my biggest thing right now is my buy me a coffee. And I said, there's those little tips on the tip jar that I had here, but it's a big pain in the butt and it's not working. The things where people drop the coins in. But this brings me over to TikTok. I'm going to talk about TikTok because how many times you hear I've used the app, right? I have an account on there and I didn't really do that much on it. But there's another account I have that I'm growing. And for research purposes, I've been going into these live rooms on TikTok. So it's similar to this where you just how many people have been in TikTok? I'm gonna go over the chat room and see if anybody's in here. Oh, look who Gareth to the room. I would say mistake I made was expecting give and take with my employers. Sadly, you're only a number. Gareth, I feel you. I feel you. Right now, my husband and I know he wouldn't mind me saying this. He's looking for a job. He's unemployed right now, and they after 6.5 years, they just fired him, or they said they eliminated his position. They terminated his email like for no reason. They didn't give him any reason why he was like they've been horrible to him and expecting give and take. I understand that, Gareth, 100%. And Gareth, I don't know how long have you been here, but I mentioned you earlier, not by name, but I said someone really brightened my day and made my day today. And because I saw your name there, number one, and I recognized the name right away. I was like, oh, I remember Gareth from the UK. It's been a while. And he had bought my music collection there because you had, and I said, I was surprised because I was like, I know he already has all of it because I remember you were a big supporter and it meant so much to me and it still does. And he had it on CD, but he said he wanted a digital copy of it. And I said, and he bought it from the Bandcamp, which I know I still have, but I haven't updated in a long time. And that's why I wanted to make sure you got that link to all of my music collection right there because I'm selling it. I'll play the commercial in a little bit. But I'm glad you have it. So welcome everyone. Let's give a little round of applause. I love Gareth. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm glad you found it. Where are you watching from? Okay, you're on YouTube, it says. Here, I like to give a round of applause. And I didn't do that yet. Round of applause. Thank you for your support, Gareth. Always. Thank you so much. And everyone here, I forgot to do it today, but I always say if you're in here in Holistics today, sometimes it's just getting through the day it's a good goal. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's Monday, people are going back to work and I'm here to kind of like I said, just be a couple minute or a couple hours because I tend to talk a lot, but just give a break. We forget about the matrix for a while. We have just I always do my sound effect. Like have some fun, talk, connect with each other, connect with like Garrett. I haven't could talk to you in so many years. It's been a long time. And last week we had James in from the UK. Chris pops in sometimes. So all these good friends and just coming in and connecting. I always say real humans, real connection. We live in such a hustling world and talk about social media. My God, that's what I'll get into the TikTok stuff and my social experiment and how we're going to grow together. Okay, and we're going to hit our goals together. That's why I say if you have any goal, mark this day. What is today? I've lost the track of time. It's April 13th. And we're going to be here for each other. Like I said, I'm showing up consistently to be support because you know what? I need support too. And I love when people return and they come back. And even I had a friend write and said, I miss your lives. Are you going to be there? And I said, yes, I am going to be here. And, it felt good that they missed me. And I said, I miss you too. It's nice. So we're building a little community. And I said, with my band, I have been off stage for so long, which I will be on music stage again soon because we're manifesting all this, but we're not just manifesting. We're working hard to make it happen. We're manifesting our goals, but this is like being on stage again. And I really enjoy it. And I love connecting with people. I really do. As you can see, my reconnection movement. And that's my first episode was all about like saying we are living, and Gareth knows because it was over a decade ago that I was in my band Love Zombies. That's so long ago. And I bring up the example a lot back in the day when I did the pledge campaign and and we raised the money and people like Gareth, because of you, we were able to make that album because they pre-ordered, they helped to give me the money I needed to make that album and stuff. But now we're in a totally different age like 10 years later. And it's like, everybody's making money, trying to make money, asking you for money, monetizing. And it's like, gone are those days. Like I put out my Patreon and my buy me a coffee, got a couple people, but it's not like it used to be. So it's not that it's impossible, but now it's a lot harder because like I say, everybody's doing the same thing, and everybody's trying to make a living and asking for money. And it's good in some ways because there's ways to do it. But at the same time, there's that whole other half of the equation is like, it's not good enough that you have a new album now. It's like, You need a lot of money to advertise it. You need a lot of money to break through the noise. You need a lot of money to break through I'm trying to curse the crap of AI and like 7 million generated songs like a month or a day. I don't know. I still need to those statistics. Hey, producer, board operator, could you pull up those statistics for me? How many AI generated songs are out there a day? I don't know, but there's a lot. So my point is now it's in a totally different time. But what do? You just be like, oh, I'll just never try. No, anything is possible. I truly believe that. And for me on this show, we together are going to get an advertiser and we're going to start putting AdSense and Google Sense and all this crap, and we're going to grow. So, with that said, it is important if you guys are watching this and you enjoy it, share it out. Even if, again, a tip always helps. If you want to go over to the Buy Me a Coffee and buy me a coffee, that money helps keep the show going. It helps promote it more, get more people going. Because the biggest thing is numbers. Everyone wants to know how many people are watching it. How many followers do you have? And we'll get to TikTok with that because that is an odd, but there's an opportunity there, but it's like it's kind of crazy. And like I said, I'll get into that in a minute, but let me go back to the chat. But anyway, it's very good. It's great to have Gareth in there here. And I saw another comment here too. Oh, I think that's just a spam. But anyone who wants to buy a IPTV subscription for 1 year, $30 only. See, it's my example is like, how many subscriptions does everyone have? Like, I have so many. I haven't had to cancel them. I had to try to like get it once, free trial. I mean, talk about money. And then you're like forgetting ones that you already had. Oh, I wish I canceled that. I had LinkedIn for a while. I couldn't cancel it. They were like $40 a month, this, that. I'm like, everybody's asking, even that, that's kind of perfect time, perfect timing, right? Anyway, I could promote you there. But aw, thank you. Yeah, thank you. And it will, but it's like perseverance. Everything is harder now, I feel, than it was. I mean, I think it's always been hard, but there's just so much competition out there, and people, gosh, watching it, what he has to go through. People are just crap. They are so rude. They say they don't call him back. Like there's been many interviews. He almost got the job, it seems like, and then it was like hit between him and one other, and of course, he didn't get it. But they're liars. They say, "I'll call you back. I'll let you know," and then they ghost you. Like there's no, it's just like the way people are. It's sickening, and not everybody, of course, but it's like that rule: do unto others as you would want done unto you. You know what I mean? There should be some kind of a rule that jobs have to, I don't know, and candidates who take their time. And I'm talking interviews. It's not like he's interviewing. There's nothing wrong with a job at McDonald's. There's not. I mean, anything you could take. But this is someone who's had 25 years of experience. These interviews are hours long, and he's dressing up in a suit. And then he goes to the next interview, and the fourth interview, and the fifth interview. And then he didn't even hear from them. They ghost. Yes. Do you know why they ghost? I don't know. I wish you tell me. Got stuff to do. They ghost you. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting, and that's why I said, come back to a show like this. And what I'm trying to do here is I say it's quality over quantity. Let's face it, that becomes like just a normal way to treat people. Oh, who cares? Don't call them back. There's always someone next. There's always next scroll, the next person. That's why I said I value the connections in this room because they're few and far between. And I think it's getting harder and harder, especially when there is so many options. And TikTok, which I'll get into, I keep saying that, is an example. It's crazy to watch the way that people are making money. And like, it's just like all this about the followers and they're paying all this money for followers. And they're saying these connections where it's like, well, I don't know, this room and what we're doing here, when I say room, chat room and stuff, it is real connections, and it just happens to know I know you guys. And there's been a few like strangers, I don't know who's dropped in, but it's here to talk about all that stuff. But yeah, so again, it's great to have Gareth in here. And let's see, I'm going to go over to my media assets here and play a few things while I think of it. So actually, out of the blue, I started getting a headache, but I don't know. So here, let's see. Gareth is new, not new to the show. He's never been in the chat room. And Gareth has not seen any of my new music. Well, you said you saw the teaser today, but here's a little. Oh, here, Voice of Freedom Records. I'm going to be putting my own music out on that. I'm actually going to play a song that's on my new album. I decided to do that. I have that loaded up, and it's called Amnesia. And the reason why I played that and want to play it is because I wrote this song always as a reminder to remember who you are to myself and to other people. As I said, you're watching in real time. We are going to manifest, but there's something to manifesting. And I talked about that on another episode a couple days ago. I replayed it. Like, is that real? Is it real? People say, oh, you can manifest a car just by thinking positively. Can you really? Or, it takes some work. But I do think I absolutely believe in energy. Like 100%. I believe that there's dark forces working against you sometimes. I believe that bad energy attracts bad energy. I believe in positive energy and positive thinking. I do. I don't think that's enough sometimes, but I don't think I also am not into people who are like, just think positive and are like lazy and are like, oh, it'll just come to you. I don't know. I think there's a balance. And this show talks a lot about it because I'm not like here, like, oh, just watch my course or learn my course or buy my product. I'll tell you all the answers. I don't have the answers. I wish I did. I don't at all. So we're not fake here. We're learning and growing. But I'm saying in real time, we're going to be an experiment. I want to hopefully less than, I don't know, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, maybe we'll grow this and there will be a lot more people watching it on YouTube. But it helps when people share it. That's how we do it. Share it out, like retweet it if you're on Twitter or YouTube or whatever. Or, but we're gonna in real time here. We're gonna hit our goals together. And that's what it's about. So let me play a couple of these commercials here, just in case you don't know where you could support and you're enjoying the show.
Are you enjoying the podcast? If you'd like to support what I'm building, you can buy me a coffee. Every bit of support helps me keep this podcast going and release my music independently. You can leave a one-time tip or become a member for a few dollars a month and unlock exclusive content and behind-the-scenes footage you won't find anywhere else. Just visit buymeacoffee.com/Hollis-Mahady or scan the code you see on the screen.
And I'm going to play this about my new music channel on voiceofthepeopleusa.radio.com. That's my other website. I've spent over a year and a half building this platform, not only for myself, but for other artists. But first, you got to do it yourself, right? And a lot of people don't always hop on or believe until they see results. Well, right now, there are results happening. Just you guys being here is results. Me being on this podcast are results. But I mean, sometimes people don't join the party until all the work's done. That's why I think it's very important. And I value you all so much for being here because you're part of the journey. And that's why I do it. Because, you look at people who are like successful or already cracked the code or whatever. And then you're like, oh, how do I do it? But here, you're part of the journey. And I'm showing it in real time. I'm going to get a sponsor for this. And they're going to pay me a lot of money. And it's going to be, and we're going to be able to, I'm going to be able to do more shows. And we're going to do more stuff. I'm going to be able to fund my freaking album after all this time because I'm independent. And I'm doing it myself. But we're going to figure out that because I see all these other people cracking the code with the algorithms and the streams and they're making money and they're monetizing. And we're going to figure out how to do that. So if you have any tips, feel free to drop the comment in the chat room if you've got any tips. But we're figuring it out together here. And I'm an open book. I'm honest. I'm just like, oh, I have so much songs, so many music, and a book, and I have so much stuff. I have a Love Zombies kids book written. I have an audio book. This is all the stuff I've been building. And then I said, you go on TikTok, and the way they make money is just sitting there and being like, hey, I see you. You follow me. And they're sending them money. And it's like, it's crazy. It's a real weird world. So we are going to do what's it called? A real-time experiment and project because I got myself a TikTok account and I want to see if this stuff works. It's all about the TikTok shop. I don't care. You need the money to fund your dreams. So you're not even your projects. I need to get my album out there and it takes a lot of money to advertise. And unfortunately, I spent a lot of money on making the album. I paid for it all myself. I've done this all myself. All this equipment I bought, everything. And that, so now we're going to figure out how to monetize the crap out of that. So I'm sick of it. And we're going to do that together. We're going to do it here. So let me play the music channel.
The music channel on Voice of the People USA Radio and Television Network. This channel exists to spark a revolution, to shine a light on the undiscovered talent and hidden gems of a new era in music. Built on a foundation of truth, freedom, and fearless exploration, our network gives a voice to artists without compromise, manipulation, or censorship. This is the home of Voice of Freedom Records, where we protect and nurture the hearts, dreams, and visions of our artists with unwavering integrity. Born out of a deep need for something real, we are the alternative. a platform where true musicians and creators are celebrated without strings, without gimmicks, and without selling out. In a world oversaturated with noise, manufactured fame, and artificial voices, we choose quality over quantity. We stand for the real. Real music, real stories, real souls. Not robots, not algorithms, not empty trends. Here, music is sacred. Here, every true voice matters. And here, freedom sings.
There you go. And what is that again? In case new people in the chat room here are just stumbling upon this on Rumble or wherever you might be watching it, I am broadcasting live on VOPUSARadio.com. When I say I built it, I literally built the website, I built the platform, worked with the company, and they broadcast it. We're broadcasted live right now on Roku TV, and we're on Fire TV, we're on Apple TV, we're on the apps, we're on Android TV. So I'm actually everywhere. And I said the biggest thing right now is advertising it. But most people don't know that. They're like, and why would you do that? Why did I go to the trouble to doing all that? Because social media is so oversaturated, and there is a lot of questionable things like robots and who's real these days. I said it and I'll say it again. Quality over quantity. It's just having real connections, and real people matter, and real people and powerful people who have the same visions and goals and want to connect. Like, that's where the impact is. You know what I mean? It's not like, I just feel like there's impact and in numbers. So if just a few people are all, not just a few, like everybody's trying to do their own thing, right? Even me with music. Oh, I'm doing my own thing. And I meet so many people, they're busy doing their own thing, and they're doing their own thing. And I'm thinking, gosh, we're all trying to do the same thing. Could you imagine actually helping each other, really, and promoting each other and helping each other? And it brings me back to Gareth in the chat room today. Gareth, I love you a lot for what you did. And even he offered me today, and I'm going to say that was the first time since I've been back out doing music, which I haven't put that much out yet, but I started teasing reels on Instagram and all that. And I mentioned it for a reason, because I mentioned it a lot. When I first put my song covers up, just a little clip of it, right away, I got a lot of people like, oh my God, I love your music. I want to promote you. I want to put you on I have 100,000 followers. I could put you on my account, and you're going to get all these followers immediately. And I'm thinking, well, thanks. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for support. I appreciate that. Every single time, it's like a bot comes back with a price list. And I'm thinking, and I've mentioned this so many other times, I'm thinking, what gone are the days of people like just actually sharing you and supporting you because you like the music, because you love music, because you took 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes in this day and age, but like you took a minute and actually watched the whole thing. So what Gareth offered today, he said, I have a website. You will put your press release up or whatever when it's ready, or, promote you. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's like, people don't do that anymore. It's always like, well, what can you do for me first? It's like, do you actually even listen to music? Do you care? It's all about, what are you going to pay me? What are you going to pay me? And I get it. I say all the time, yeah, everybody's trying to make a living. I get it. But it's like, it's very disheartening sometimes. And about a week ago, I remember having the one day I woke up, I was like, oh my God, like the street teams, when people just cared and loved music. I mean, we're living in a different time, and I'm navigating those waters right now in live time. It's like, reaching back to some of my old fans from the UK who remember Love Zombies. I know I'm doing something completely different now. Not completely. I mean, it's still my voice, and there's still, my music. There's some rock in there. It's not totally different, but it's a different landscape now, and it's just not the way it used to be. People, you don't have to pay people to care. I just feel right now you have to pay anyone to care anymore. And I don't know, or you have to get advertising and tell people like why you should like it, so it's like I'm here growing little by little and just meeting good people, and like I said, quality over quantity. Oh, and Jim says, thought you and Dan built it. Yes. Well, when I say built it, so Dan is the one who obviously for 20 freaking years, he built the underground following of everything he has. But when it comes to technical stuff, Dan's not the greatest at it because he's busy doing everything else. So when I say the technical stuff, when I built it, yes, it was like making every video, every thumbnail, everything you see up there, like graphic wise and everything. When I say I built it, yeah, that's what I mean. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't do it without Dan. I mean, it's his idea, and I ran with it. And I said, you know what? I always wanted to do stuff with music. It's all connected. So yes. And Jim Tim says, I gave you the headache, Hollis. Yes, I have my. No, you didn't. I think it's because I didn't eat anything today. Um, and Jim says, anyway, hopefully that's I is gave you will help you. Yes, thank you. And another one from Jim Tim today. He gave us a lead and said these people might be interested in connecting or something. And I really appreciate that. And that's just out of the goodness of you guys' heart. And that's like I said, it's you miss that sometimes in this world. It's like, especially trying to do this music stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, just you have to pay people to care, and it's makes me sad. But back to the job stuff, yeah, it's all interconnected. Like I say, cheesy but true. Be the example you want to see in the world. And back to Garrett's point, of saying, let me see if I can find his comment. He said, mistake is expecting give and take with my employers. But even just give and take in life in general, right? Like you feel like you try to do the right thing, you give, I'm not saying I'm some saint or anything. Like, oh my God, I can't believe, but it's just like you expect you would never treat someone that way. And you would hope that they wouldn't do that to you, especially when I've had that with jobs too. You're a good employee. You go above and beyond. I remember this one guy I worked for. It wasn't part of my job, but I made videos for him and I made all this stuff and went extra to show him like, oh, I'm valuable. And they just toss you out. Like they don't care. You know what I mean? And you think I would never do that to someone else. That's why it's like, I would love to have a business. And if I ever, had my own employees, I would so treat it. That's why I'm starting Voice of Freedom Records. Treating people the way that you would want to be treated. I would never treat people the way that we've all been treated, the way not calling back. Hey, that's life. You know what I mean? There's a lot of competition. It's not about not getting the job. Hey, rejection, there's other people, that's all fine. But it's just the humanity, like none left, like the way you treat someone. And actually empathy. There you go. There's the biggest one. Sitting in someone else's shoes. Imagine, going through 4 or 5 rounds of interviews, getting up, wasting time, and not even enough as like an email, like, thank you for your time. Like there's been a few that don't even write them. And he has to like write them and then they maybe they get some stock response back. But it's just empathy. It's missing. It's missing. It's missing in this world. And we're going to change it here. One person at a time here on Hollis-tics. So that's what this is about. We're just connecting. We're connecting. Maybe I'll play my song here. Let's see. Oh, Gareth says, my friend Dom, it's his website. He has reviewed music for years for free. And this started this website 7 years ago, all for the love of music. Yeah. See, I always say, living in the UK, you guys were the best. I say that, Americans, it was just something really special there. I'll never forget that. I was always like, with Love Zombies and everything. You guys really cared. You loved music. You supported, and it's just it's not, you do it for the love. Like I said, why you do it? Yes, everybody, especially musicians, but I would talk about this a lot again. Musicians don't do it for money, but after a while you're like, oh, you can't do it because of money. I mean, that's it, right? You can't do it full time. Even me, it's been just a long freaking journey, and I talk about all the time. I could have given up. I could have never done music again. I'll just throw the towel and get a real job. My episode 2, when some jerk said, why don't you just get a normal job? I'm thinking, you say that to someone creative. To us, it's not about money. It's about surviving and being able to do your passion, which is music and or whatever it is, so, but yeah, doing it for the love. And they always say, oh, if you do what you love, the money will follow. Well, I don't know. I have mixed things about that, because I think that's true eventually, but in the meantime, it's not always just flowing in. So like I said, it's always geared a lot toward musicians, but it's not. It's for anyone creative or who's trying to do something outside of the matrix, or not having to rely on people with your job there, right? Who just throw you out. Just like you give and you expect the same. You expect people to actually be decent human beings at the end of the day. Like I said, that's life. Job cuts happen. You're not always going to get the job. You're not always going to win. That's life. But how did they treat you in the process? And I said it, even with guys, right? When I said in the one thing, it's like all guys will try to get with the girl, like most guys, you know what I mean? Like if they want a relationship, like always guys are always trying, but it's when the girl says no, it's like, how do they treat you? How did they treat you? Like you're just a piece of crap, like 'cause they couldn't get any. But I guess that's an example. But oh, we got white noise in the house. Aw. Dang, I forgot. Hello. You forgot? What'd you forget? That it was at 7 p.m. It doesn't matter. You're here now. Shannon's in the room. I love Shannon. And we're talking, and we have Gareth in the room if you just got here. When I say in the room, in the chat room. I guess okay, so white noise, Shannon's on Rumble, and Gareth on YouTube. Good. So yeah. But you guys don't know each other, but good people in this chat room. Like I said, we're connecting and we're talking about how much people suck. This world is like, man, has it always been this bad? Has social media, you guys think, made it worse? It's a big thing. I'm going to take a sip of my water and tell me what you think. I'm going to take a sip of my water here. Cheers. And let me know, what are you guys drinking out there? Okay, I'm going to do it. I don't really like to do it, but I have to take a little aspirin because Tim gave me a headache over there with those questions. I'm just kidding, James. I love you. I love your questions. You said it, not me. Cheers. Cheers, everyone. What are you guys drinking tonight? I'm boring. I just have my water. Taking Excedrin. I could have taken a commercial and not shown you all that, but hey, I keep it real here. Whatever. Sometimes these things happen. But yeah, tell me what you think. So let's see. Maybe I will play. Should I play a song from my album? My new album? I've never played this for anyone ever, but I loaded it up here. It's just the MP3, and it's called Hollis. Well, because I'm taking Excedrin. I guess I should have just gone to a commercial and not shown that, but who cares? This is my show. I can do what I want. Okay, media. Let's go over here and see. Okay, there it is right there. So I don't know. You guys want to hear a song, some music? Like I said, this song I had the idea for years ago. I had the voice demo in my iPhone for about, I don't know, like 8 years. A lot of this I wrote during Love Zombies, like when I left the UK and I had to and I moved back and COVID and all that stuff. But amnesia I had for many years because I always said, it's like we come here to Earth, right? Here we go. Here gets the weird parts. Almost like we come to Earth and like little scattered like rats are like, oh, like we forget. Why are we here? I always say the biggest reason we're here, again, this is my opinion. Maybe people don't believe this. I feel like we're here to love each other, to connect. Now that seems like, oh yeah, right. Love each other. Yeah, right. Like, look at this world. Like, what the heck is this place? We're here to love, grow, learn, experience life, and connect with God, connect like your higher self and have a human experience. We're here for, that's my vision. To me, that's why you'll hear me say, I don't give a crap about material pursuits and all that. Yes, making money, sure, to survive and to buy the stuff you need. But I never really cared. I don't care. You want the basics. Yes, I need to get a card. I'm excited. It's happening soon. But why are we really here? Is it just to like get followers on TikTok, scroll, make money, buy stuff and die? It's just, I say the same thing. We're here, like, I feel connections. We're here to family, whatever, all that stuff. We're here to enjoy life together. And it's just become like this hustle, the rat race and all that. And it is, but I could get really deep in this stuff about like, it's done to us on purpose instead of being stuck in the matrix, but all that stuff. But I always said, like, we come here with the amnesia, right? Like, and I feel like people, myself included, when you hear people say, what's my purpose? What's my purpose in life? I have a song called Purpose. I was always like, what is it? And I said, just because I was, sing since I was a young child. Since I was a kid, I was a singer and, wanted to be a musician and stuff. And I always wanted to entertain and make people laugh. I love being on stage. So you might think, oh, that's your purpose. I better chase that forever. But really, what is your purpose here? What is everyone's purpose? I feel like a purpose is to find yourself, like love yourself or grow or have like relationships, treat people good. I mean, is that too Sesame Street woo woo? Like, oh, like, sorry, I don't know. My purpose isn't here to get 80 cars and stab everyone else in the back and not call someone else for their like treat you like crap so I could get ahead and step on you. It's just like, yeah. That's Shannon says, White Noise says, yeah, it made it worse. Technology has destroyed souls. Yeah, I mean, let's break it down. We'll talk like some of the good stuff about technology. Now, I agree with you though. And that's 100%. Look at that's the number one, the reconnection movement. It's like, did you ever think white noise? You ever anyone else in the chat room? We would literally be saying like we have to remind people what it's like to be human, but the robots are coming. Jim says my purpose is to annoy Hollis. Well, then you're not living your purpose. You don't annoy me. I'm glad you're here. But back to Shannon's comment there. Technology has destroyed, as I said, I go back to the Love Zombies era because that was the best time where I always felt connected. And that was when the reconnection movement happened. And I read it on the first episode. And like I said, it's for free on my website. You could go download it. And I talked about it because that was over 10 years ago I wrote that. And that was not with ChatGPT. And at that point, it was when I was seeing it. I look around and I said, I remembered exactly. I was in Sunset Marquee and I looked around. I was like, everybody's on their phones. Like nobody even looked at me. And it wasn't like, oh, look at me. It was just like, I was always kind of the person like, hey, like I like to talk to people, like connect a little bit. You need connection in this life, man. And like it's a hard world out there. And then throw robots and everyone's on their phone and no one's connecting. And it's almost become socially acceptable. I don't need to talk to you. I don't need to have any social skills. Who cares about empathy? Who cares if you're depressed? I'm on my phone. It's like I say, far few between is real human connections. Hey, and I could be guilty of it sometime. I catch myself. I'm on the phone instead of like, it's a bad habit. And you think it's not done on purpose, done by design? These social media companies all the time. You can go back to why I started Voice of Freedom Records and Voice of the People USA. It's not a social media network. It's a place where hopefully other people will come and people like me and host of other shows. People are doing good things, mission aligned, like talking about all this stuff. I say it. It's our biggest. Elon Musk says it, right? He's the one who's responsible for a lot of it. AI is the biggest threat to humanity. Did you ever think we would be saying we got to save humanity here because people are turning into robots? I mean, literally, they're going to merge cyborgs, like all this stuff. We have to remind people what it's like to be human, to have empathy, it's bad enough now. You know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know. There's a lot to it. This is the best topic to talk about, I think. I mean, I think it's the most important thing, and not to be depressing, but to say, no, we have to take a stand. People like you guys and people like myself who care enough to say, wait a minute, don't let them get away with this. They want us to be slaves to the machine, slaves to the robots, slaves to TikTok. I'm talking about it, like I said, as a social experiment. I have an account that I go on right now, and I'm going to go on Hollis. I started a thing there, and I go into these rooms, these live streams, and you could try it. If you have TikTok, you don't have to go in and chat. You could just, and these girls and guys, they're just sitting there. They're saying nothing of value. Like, they're just saying, oh, I see you, scoop me up. I'm your bestie. Oh, we're connecting. And the people are sending them money and little roses and dollars and pennies and all this stuff that adds up. And I'm not blaming the hosts, like the people who were like me and they're like I'm not. But I'm just saying that they think that's real connection. Like these are, and of course you get made a big deal of if you send something that costs $1. Oh, and you can become the top fan if you send $5. And then they make a big deal about you. It's just we're connecting. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's crazy. You guys, has anyone gone on TikTok here? I mean, who has a TikTok account? For a long time, I didn't have it. I hated TikTok. I remember actually back in LA, one of my managers or whatever, he was like, there's this new app. He's like, you got to get on it. And it wasn't called TikTok at first. It was called something else. And I remember he's like, he was right, I guess. Probably should have listened, maybe, but what was it called? It was like Duo or Song Duo or something. And I was on it a long time ago and it was bought and then it turned into TikTok. But I remember him saying that. But my point is looking at the connections and all that stuff. You go in these rooms and they're just like, I see you, connect. And they're not saying anything. I mean, some of them are like, some of people will like, I ate this for breakfast, I ate this for lunch, and people are just sending the money. Gareth says, totally agree with white noise. When I was working when I was working, me and my friend would be the only two having conversation and break. The rest of the canteen, no talking, just scrolling on their mobiles. I know. I'm just sitting here. I'm not in silence, but I mean, you know, you know, you know, it's the truth. And like I said, that was 10, 15 years ago I wrote the Reconnection Movement. And Gareth, if you were interested, on the first episode I have ever done of this podcast, this is what I was all talking about. And like I said, I had put it out in the UK, and someone named Chris from As Tall as Lion, and I always say As Tall as Lions. No, Lion, that's another band. He has a song called Lions, and his band is called Must Kill Chris. Maybe you know him. I mean, we probably crossed path if you were at one of the shows. But he helped me do the little logo for it. And it was literally the computer. I have it here. Let me show you. I have it. Let me find it. Right here on it's my other background I usually use. I'll put it here. Here, let me go back. Get that out of the way real quick. Comment. I'll put it back in a minute. Right there, the Reconnection Movement. It says real humans only. It's kind of small, but I remember saying to Chris, I said, can you because I learned since how to do a lot of it myself on Canva. It's the best thing ever. If it's just a great tool. But anyway, I didn't know how to do any of that back. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know how to do Photoshop and all that crap. And he was great. He did it. And I was like, I can you make something where it's like unplug from the computers and each other and connect back to the earth? I said something, because it was disconnection. I was like, even back then, it's gotten so much worse. It's so much worse. And now the threat of AI and like even the thing, not having jobs all in 5 years. If you don't get to know AI, like you're not gonna have a job and you better learn AI and right. I just feel like I'm not going that much in depth in it because we talk about it a lot, but you guys maybe weren't here. So it's the truth. But I remember saying, can you, and it's a little bit small right there, but it's unplugged. There's a computer and then there's people standing on the ground with grass, as I always talk about, connect back to the Mother Earth. And listen, I'm not gonna lie, I feel myself stuck in it sometimes because you have to be on. Do you have to be? I guess you don't have to do anything, but there's not a choice anymore for people trying to make any kind of money. You can't not escape your freaking phone. And this is not a mistake. I use the example. I love Kiefer Sutherland because I watch 24 all the time. And I saw he's a musician as well, but he put something like, I don't have email and I don't want to just be tied down to a computer. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty great. But you are also financially stable. I mean, he's a million. He could do it. He didn't have to do it. Most people are trying to sell crap on freaking Amazon or what's drop ship delivery or make money like on TikTok. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me just do a quick break because this light is in my eye. I think now I'm realizing what gave me a headache because it's literally glaring right in my face. Hold on. Let's play a little thing about why it's important to support artists. And then we'll come back and talk more about my favorite subject, which is this. Because we're here to connect. And we're going to also talk about the recreation movement. And that's what we're building right here, right now. It starts with a couple of people because we're not alone. There's a lot of people, and I always say it's my age or older, who really, really feel it. We're in the split. So we got to fight for it. We got to fight to keep humanity, to keep connection, to keep each other. And we're going to work on that. So hold on, let me play something and then I will adjust my light. That's definitely what gave me a headache. All right, be right back.
When you're truly independent, creating music isn't just art, it's devotion. It's late nights, long days, and pouring your own time, energy, and money into something you believe in, something you feel called to bring into the world. Right now, the world is overflowing with content, music everywhere, so much of it generated in seconds by machines. And somewhere in that noise, real artists are fighting to be heard. The ones who spent years learning their craft, the ones who turned their pain into songs, the ones who kept going when it would have been easier to quit. Most people scroll past without thinking about the soul behind the sound. But if you ever find music that moves you, that heals something in you, that makes you feel less alone, remember, there's a real person behind it. Because good music isn't noise. It's something sacred. If you discover music that speaks to you, support the people who made it, if you can.
Hey guys. Oh, that was appropriate commercial play. That, because we're talking about music and machines, and I made a video. It's on my. Thank you. My executive producer came to see if the light's okay, and it's better now. So thank you. Thank you. But yeah, and that's the thing, and especially having Gareth in here, I love Love that you're here, that you're in here for many reasons, but because you remember like the whole era of the music and everything. And even your friend doing it because you love it. I could get on this. We could really get into it. It really pisses me off that they've hijacked music like this with AI and everything. I say it all the time. Music is an art. Music is medicine. Music is healing. Music saves people's lives. Like what's sometimes the one thing, even today, I wrote a song. It was just so like, or an idea for a song. It was so healing, and then the fact that they want to come in, and it's always been like this with the music business. There's so much. I've done a couple other episodes. The one about Badfinger and everything is up there, my past episodes. But the fact that they come in, and it's always been hard to survive as a musician. Even people, like I said, there's always the ones who make it big and they have the millions. And then there's ones who could make a living. We don't care. We do it because this is our lifestyle. We're not in it for the big bucks. Like most people, you want to go and try to because it makes life a lot easier when you have the money. But at the same time, most people my age who are still doing music, even whether it's at night when you get home from work or on the weekends I pay money out of my own pocket for a freaking music studio. And because I have space to be loud and do whatever the heck I want. And it's my therapy. And yes, great. I got to make money to pay it, but it's like, it makes it even harder for people like us who have, and I don't mean just me. I'm not saying my music is bad. I always say this now, buy my music, but I'm not going to give my music away for free. If people I'm not out there, I don't want to say the W word, but whoring myself, watch my music, it's like, I put a lot of money and my own money into it. I'm just going to give it away and be like, could you look at my music? Will you look at my music? But then you feel like, how do you get it out? And you have to do this and you must put out 8,000 micro content songs, and you got to compete against everyone on TikTok to see your songs. And, you say competing. I don't like to use the word competing, but it is. It's like you're competing against machines and all these other people who have decided they want to be a musician. They want to be an artist. Now, one, I think if you're a musician and you want to call yourself, you should know how to freaking play the guitar or know how to play a piano or know how to read music. I mean, I know how to read music. I know how to write songs now. It didn't happen overnight. Trust me. It took so long, to sing. If you want to call yourself a singer, it's not just, a voice app that you're just talking to and it turns your voice into a singer. Like, I'm sorry, but those are the people right now who know how to monetize, who know how to do this stuff. And it pisses me off. It's like, that's why I started Voice of Freedom Records, is put my own stuff out there. And like I said, I'm not the end all be all, it's only me, but I dedicated my life to this. I've sacrificed. I have music equipment. I have stuff to show. Like I was out there. I recorded Abbey Road Studios. I did a lot of stuff. It took a long time. And it's just they come in and they just make music a total commodity. It's like, how much are you willing to pay? Like it's always been pay to play, right? Like at life, pay to play. How much money do you have? How much money do you have? Because there is a lot of people who are talented out there. And I say there's a difference too, though, between a musician and a singer and an artist. An artist isn't just someone who, decides they just want to do it overnight and puts on a hat and says, I'm an artist. It's like, it takes a little bit of paying your dues, I think, and saying, you know what, I've lived the lifestyle. Like it's not something you could just buy or just like fake. I mean, it's authenticity. You hear that in music and not just my music. I'm not saying my music, but you hear that in people's songs. Like I say, people who, actually it reminds me, the other night I went on Instagram and I typed in independent artists and I started looking at other artists and stuff. And there was one guy I found. He was so good. But he was older, and he was doing other things. Like not just music, but there was one he was painting, he was reading poetry. I mean, it was so good. And again, I'm not saying it's just, you have to be older to be good. There are some people who are young, who are good and stuff. But I'm against it all because I'm kind of like, they're not, there's all these like, but I'm like, you know what? Give other people, you can't just be like that. There's a lot of people probably like me out there. I just feel like there's people who are older who are still doing it, who have been put in their time and done it for a long time, are, they have something worthwhile to say. And they have, and you could just tell in his songs. I love it. I actually messaged him and said, would you like to be a guest on Hollis-tics? I'd love to talk to you. But he didn't write back, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he didn't get it. He's probably whatever. But there are some people out there, and those people, but of course, he didn't have a lot of followers. Like, I was going to look at people purposely who didn't have many followers because, because they're actually busy actually making good stuff. They don't have the whole algorithm crack. Let me just follow. It's just gross. Like, that's what you have to be focused on, in order to get your music seen or heard. And it's saying, like, I'm saying, I'm in the real, you're seeing me real in the real journey here of like breaking through it or whatever. But do we really want to break through it, or we want to pave our own freaking path here? We're going to pave our own path. And I said, the reconnection movement now, and this came out the other day, and actually Dan was the one who said it. And I was like, oh my God, that's, yes, the recreation movement, create some, if there's a need for it, instead of sitting around crying and saying, oh, I wish it was the way it used to be, because we can't, it's not. AI is here. It is here. It's not going anywhere, and it's just going to get worse. But what can you do in the meantime? When people say, oh, the people just don't buy albums anymore. People don't buy music anymore. Well, like I said, well, then make music good enough and value yourself enough to say no. Make music good enough to buy. You know what I mean? It's supply and demand. That's why I get mad with this AI and the AI tracks and all that stuff, and competing against robots and all that. Because like I said, I use AI for something. I use ChatGPT all the time. I'm not going to lie. You know what I mean? It's clips and all this crap you have to do. You have to use it because you can't beat them, join them, but use their system build a system within their system. They force us. They're not going to force us to lose our humanity unless you let them. Sometimes you just have to say no. And like you said, some people, like you said, you're out and they're just scrolling. Like Gareth said here, they're the only two having a conversation on the break, because it's just like we have to give ourselves our own rules, almost like even here, I'll use my phone and stuff, but this is a moment to connect, to talk to each other and bring other people who might be feeling the same way in here and saying, they actually just connect, connect off of here. I think the other night, Aaron was in here and Chris, I don't know if they connected off a line and talked, but they're two great like musicians. And Chris is going through the same thing too. He's a musician. He's trying to get his stuff out there. And we're always saying like, oh my God, the problem is not even making the music anymore. It's like you make it and then no one will ever see it because the algorithm and all this other crap you have to deal with. So it's a crazy time, but we're just here to talk about it in real time. And this Shannon says it's also crazy. But that's the thing too. Now it seems like doom and gloom. Now that is why this podcast was titled Remember Who You Are. You don't have to play their fucking, oops, I said the F word, sorry. Try not to curse. This is my one. You don't have to play their freaking game. I'm just trying not to curse. You don't have to be sad. They want you to be. They want you to give into it and sit and think that there's no humans out there left. There's not. Can't say that. It's not true. 'Cause I'm one. I know my husband's one. I know a couple others who are connecting, and people in here have shown. So it's not totally true, but they want you sometimes believe it's all hopeless and no one's connecting and there's no humans left. There are, but it's become like not the standard. You know what I mean? Like the status quo. Like, oh, this is just how you do. Who cares? Don't even bother talking to that person. I'm on my phone. It's like it's acceptable. It's like, well, no. Then you have to kind of put your foot down and say, no, I'm not going to do that. And I have to do it too for myself. Like, okay, let's not have phones right now. You've heard of that about people going to dinner and they have to actually put their phone in the hat and not look at it during dinner. Because there's like people don't know how to connect anymore. Right? It's like there's a moment of silence. You're like, how do I deal with this? Because I used to drink alcohol a lot, I'll be honest, there was so much, it was just part of your thing. How do you deal with people? Then all of a sudden I stopped drinking and you're like, oh, because drinking is kind of like, oh yeah, it's easier to talk sometimes. And you get the, and people are like, oh, even the most boring person becomes exciting because you're drunk and you're just like, you're lowered and you're like, oh yeah, now that's funny now. It wasn't funny like 10 minutes ago, but it's like, people don't know how to like, you know what I mean? Like talk to each other. So my point was when I didn't have alcohol, and I had alcohol for so many years, always, every social event, every birthday party was always just like, oh, you go talk to anyone. I got the, what's it called? The booze, the courage, right? There's a word for it. I was gonna say the booze balls, but that's not a thing. I just made that up. You get like the liquid courage. Oh, I could just go talk to that stranger now. I'm done. I've had a couple beers. You could talk to anyone. And then the next day, you don't even remember talking to them, or like, and you would never say it. And then people, I would never say that if I wasn't drunk. You know what I mean? Your inhibitions are down. But what was my point? Like back to with phones. It's just like, oh, I don't have to talk to anyone. I got my phone. It's, oh, I got a text. But now it's like, just sit there in a room with someone, no booze, no phone. And you're forced to connect. I mean, some people you don't want it to talk to or whatever. You have nothing in common. But it's just like, and that's the shame of it. And that's sad. It's the hardest part about the generation is that they're not going to have these social skills. And it's up to people like us to remind them and say, wait a minute. No, like empathy means, calling someone back. Don't just fire them or it's like empathy, human. But it's always been like, this is just a hard world. I mean, this is the way it is. Politics. Oh my God. That's why I don't talk about politics on the show. That's the most nasty of all of them. Oh my gosh. Politics, and then music business, entertainment business. I mean, this is just like, life is like, oh my gosh. They just are. I should play my song covers. That's what it's about. I mean, they'll spit in your face. They'll kick you down. I don't care. Put pee on you if you're on fire or whatever they say. I mean, this world is crazy. So it's like just meeting some people who are like, oh, goes back to the UK. There was a lot like good people there. Like good connections. And there's so many people I don't talk to anymore from LA. I have no friends from LA. Maybe one. Quentin wasn't here the other day, but he's not from LA. But I reconnect. He's great. I love Quentin. But just connections, just empathy, and not being so freaking fake. Oh, everything's great. Everything's great. No, sometimes not everything's great. It's not like you have to sit there and like cry about it, but or just be like, oh, everything will ever work out. Oh, everything, and just sit and commiserate and be victims and sob stories together. But at the same time, there's nothing worse when you're feeling like crap and people are like, oh, just be positive. It's all great. No, but how about be real? How about say, yeah, no, I know I'm struggling too. And being fake, like, oh, I have all the answers and buy my course. Oh, just buy my course. I'll show you how to do it. Just pay $20. Just blah, 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 blah. And then you have to be fake. And like, oh, does this make sense? I don't know. Where's everyone in the chat? Is anyone still there? Yeah, thank goodness for music. And that's why, like I said, we fight for it and for quality music, and don't let them just say that music's a commodity. No, it's not. And people and real artists and people who have sacrificed, because we do it for ourselves, but you also do it for other people because we know how important music was. And I used the example the other night about Badfinger and told the whole story. I mean, those people wrote songs that I listen to now. They're just one example. Michael Jackson's another good. There's so many that have gotten treated so badly by the record companies. Like both of them committed suicide. And they've written songs like I Can't Live with like some of the most beautiful songs. Like maybe it's not your type of music, you don't like it, but whatever. The point is most songwriters, they're writing from their soul, their heart, their God. They're so important to not just exploit, take advantage of. They died penniless and they committed suicide, all because the manager took all their money and didn't treat them like humans. I mean, that's what you're saying. You just get thrown out. Like you're just another number. And that's why going back to amnesia. What is this life about? Purpose. Amnesia. We come here, forget. Not everybody, but you forget. We're not just here to make material possessions and treat people and hop on over, climb the corporate ladder and stab this one in the back and do this. Like, ew. Ugh. But that's like, and then you feel like, oh, you have to play. Then the good person who does the right thing, right? You give all you can, you get thrown out, you give all you can. Even myself too, you try to do the right thing. Oh, I'm not going to sell out. I'm not going to take this. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to just, be naked and sell my music. Like you do the right thing. And then after a while you get crapped on and you're like, wow, I should have just sold out. And that's why this is what happens. Then enough people are like, oh, maybe I'll just take the easy money. Maybe I'll just sell it. Maybe I'll do that. Oh, whatever it takes, because the good, nice guys finish last. Well, again, screw that. Have more. We're going to say no. Nice guys. I always wanted to say, when does the nice guy win? When can the person who actually did the right thing get ahead? You don't see that as much, right? You always hear like, oh, it's the guy who freaking, I would never do that to someone. The guy who like screwed everyone over and stabbed everyone in the back and did that. And he's now the head of the company. No wonder he got fired. These are the people who are running the world. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, like I said, I'm just figuring out in real time here. Yes. Well, good. Thank you. Good. Garrett says it definitely makes sense, Um, yes. Hey, big applause. Wait, I got to play my other applause sign here because it's not as good when it comes from the Roadcaster. That's my beautiful piece of equipment you can't see here. It's like a Christmas tree. It's all lit up. But yes. Back to the comments because I saw one from Garrett there that says, "Oh wow, Pete Ham is buried in Morriston Cemetery." No way. When I was well enough, I used to walk past every morning, walking my. Oh, Elfie, your dog Elfie. Do you still have your dog Elfie? Pete Ham. Yep. I always say it wrong. Is it? I mean, I know I won't be able to hear you. Is it Ham or Ham? But maybe it's Ham. But and his bass player. I don't. He's probably not buried there either. Pete. Wow. And Gareth, I know you're in the UK. What part of the UK are you in? I don't think it's London. Um, how sad is that? Then Garrett, you probably know the story of Badfinger. I mean, people don't talk about that enough. Like I brought it up the other night. It's like the 27 Club, like where a lot of these musicians, like Janis Joplin, Amy Winehouse, Jim Morrison, I think Jimi Hendrix. There's probably was it Kurt Cobain? I think we forget about it. I think he was 27. Like you should, I mean, those are the ones you always hear of. The 27 curse, and they all died when they were 27. But I did my research. Garrett says he passed away 7 years ago, sadly. I'm from Wales. Who did? Your dog. Aw. Okay, you're from Wales. I didn't think it was London. So then Pete Haim, was he then from probably from Wales, right? If he was buried there. Oh, your doggy. Aw. God bless him. And so was my kitty cat's up there, Tinklepaw. I told the story of her a couple 2 weeks ago about but our pets, we love them. They're always with us. I know. Losing anyone sucks, man. I mean, you can't. Pets are like our little babies, I miss them so much. I miss my baby Tinklepaw, but they're always with us. That's why we're here. We live in their memory, and they're always in our hearts. So, but yeah, I found that. So in Wales, I was in Wales. I think that's where I recorded an album with Hey Hello. He went to Wales to do that. Yeah, it was. But yeah, back to that. It's just like I always say, going back to the recreation movement, and like I said, when you think about it, you're just like, oh my gosh. And I understand why everyone, Shannon, I understand. I know the way you feel. I know the way you feel. Like it's just like, what, like what's happened to humanity? I mean, it's always been like this. I mean, I don't know. We've been, however old you are. I mean, it just seems like you always hear these things. But I'm just like, and I use it as an example too. Even after like, we sound like old, but I'm like, even after the COVID hit in freaking 2020 with even at Home Depot and like customer service since then, it's just like people just don't care. It's just almost like, you're lucky if we come to your house. I mean, it used to be, I don't know, like when my dad, when I was younger, I mean, it's not like I did the business, but I just remember, there was competition. Like people went out of their way to like make sure you were like satisfied, make sure you come back for small business, like want you to be a repeat customer. Now it's just like, you're lucky if they'll even help you. I mean, like the quality of it's just like what? Like what is this play? What ozone are we in now? It's like, whoa. So that's why when you meet people who are actually want to connect and understand, and I'm telling you, everyone in here so far, I know is, and there's a bunch of people aren't here right now. Like Aaron was in the other night, Aaron and Amy from Maine. I love them so much. Timothy, where's Joe? Joe's a big one. Where's Joe tonight? Joe's always in here. Smeriglio, who's watching, Dan's dad. I mean, you got right? It's like what? But my point is saying it doesn't have, we could create our, make your own little world and your system within it and connect with people who understand because it's quality over quantity. Sometimes you just need that one person who cares, that one person who believes in you, who says, or connects with you. It makes your day sometimes because this is a crazy world that we are navigating, Garrett said, yes, Pete was from Swansea in Wales. Wow. So yeah, like I said, I just use that example, and I'm sure there's a lot of other ones I haven't talked about, but just that example alone, that I don't, I literally, if I think and talk about we want to be positive here, like, but it makes me cry. That story, it's horrible, because those songs, and so many artists. They say Michael Jackson, I think, was another one too. They brought such a gift to the world. And I mean, him was different. I mean, he was fighting with his record label and all that, and he wouldn't die broke or anything. But the fact, who knows what really happened to him? And there's many others. And Amy Winehouse, I mean, it's a big one too. Like they self-destruct because they're like just have to be someone's image, and they forget who you are. And I talk about it a lot, but it should be a law. There should be like a law against that stuff, like protecting artists. And like I said, you can't just be one because you decided to go on TikTok and be one. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just don't think that. And that's why it's just like, ugh. Have to go in there, compete against that and say, oh, look at me. Look at my song. I have a new album. Will you look? Like, it's like, that's why I'm just trying it like a different way. I don't know. Like, and again, thank you. You know, people like Gareth who says, "Hey, we'll put you on our website. Hey, we'll put out your press release." Thank you. Like, I mean, I can't afford it right, like from the off the bat, but we will sell merchandise. I want to get some merchandise made. You know, got to do all that stuff. But it's just like gone are the days, like I said, of people just doing it because they like your music or they want to help. It's just like, what are you going to pay me? What are you going to pay me? What are you? Because music now a commodity, and it's not. And we're going to make sure it's not. And that's why I said I started Voice of Freedom Records. I'm putting myself on it as number one. It's not just for me. I don't, it's to give other people like me a home and say, you know what, let's work together because I need help. You know, I started and put the idea and didn't even really do anything with it yet. Except make the videos and well, I did do stuff with it. I made the website. It's on Roku. There's a lot. So much I've done. But my point is, it's about people really coming together for the right reasons. You're not saying like, well, how much are you going to pay me? Or can I come in? What are you going to do for me? Like, it's like saying, well, can we help each other? Because two people helping each other with the same thing is easier, or someone saying like, why don't we just, like I said, come together and have a bunch of people instead of everyone going in their own lane, freaking getting nowhere. Oh, look at my fault. Look at whatever. Like, come together and say, hey, check me out. Make sure you check out Chris too. Make sure you check out this and let's help each other. You think because there's just so much on freaking Instagram and TikTok and everyone. It's just like, you can't help everyone. It's just like, pick some people who really mean something to you. And that's why I was like searching. And that's why I picked that one guy who I really liked his music. I loved it. It reminded me of like this Jackson Brown or something of the 70s. So maybe he'll come on as a guest. He's doing a podcast. I mean, he hearted my thing. I mean, that's the thing. Like, and again, you can't take it personally. Like, who didn't respond to me? But that's the thing. They don't. So maybe it's gone, it's just like, okay. And it was another thing too. I went on a bunch of people's artists and liked some of their stuff because I did. And I actually took the time, which I don't always do at all. I don't do it actually that much, and listened to them and took time on each of them. And was like, listen to their song. Some of them I didn't like, but some of them I did. Made sure I put a comment and said, hey, good job. I like what you're doing, blah, blah. Not one of them like followed me back or anything. Again, whatever, but you don't do it in return. That's the thing. It's always about me. What can I get? Can you follow me? What can I get from you? And I'm not just doing it so they will follow me back, but it's just saying, it's always about me. But what if we actually invested in each other? Because you can't. There's so many, right? You can't invest in everyone. Well, what if find 5 or 10 people, or maybe 4 or 5? Maybe that's too many. Find 5 that you really love and like maybe like help each other. That's how something can grow. I don't know. And then people come saying, oh, that group is actually, they care about quality, but they don't have to give their music for free. And because you know why? We're valuing it and we're putting something of quality out there. The recreation movement, bring that back a little bit. Because they say they think that old are going to go out of style and they're going to come back in. Old things like what? Vinyl records, or what's out of style? What? Actually connecting with someone and calling someone back and looking at their stuff more than 1 minute and say, well, what can you do for me? It's like, again, I don't know. So what do you guys think? What do you think out there? Let me go over to my media assets here. And, oh wait, I thought I saw someone. I thought I saw Aaron in there. No, Aaron's not here tonight. Where are my regulars? Let's see. I don't actually have a comment of the day today, unfortunately, because I didn't get a lot of comments. So maybe that's a good thing. No bad comments, but I'm sure there was probably a comment, but the bad ones you want to talk about, the positive. So engage, and engage and boost my algorithm by commenting. But it does help if you are enjoying the podcast. There's some people watching it in here. There's not people chat, but there's other people who watch that don't chat. So if you are watching, you may be watching on the Rumble, on the Twitter. Let's go over to Twitter, see if anyone's watching. I'm always curious. It's okay. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you're entertained, and maybe you want to jump in the conversation. Not everyone can jump in or can't chat or they can't find how to work it. But if you're liking the show and you have the ability, if you could drop $1 in the tip jar, you could buy me a coffee. If you have no money or you don't want to, share it out. It's the least you can do. I would appreciate a share. I'd appreciate a follow. Help me. All right, I'll just say it. Help me. People don't want to ask for help. Yeah, help me. I love helping other people. I want people to feel good. I hate when people feel like crap and are beaten down by the world and give up on their dream, but we all need help. But people help each other. Like I said, pick 5, pick 10 people, focus on them and help them. Do something small. Like, let's help each other. But I'll go to Twitter. No one will follow. No one will like it. Go to Rumble. Everyone watches, but people won't like it. They won't follow it. Well, you can't just put subscribe. If you hit subscribe or follow, it helps me. Help each other. But people, again, not you guys in the chat room, but it takes 2 seconds. But you want to watch, consume, don't do anything. Help. I appreciate the help. Most people can't afford it. People don't want to give or they don't understand. Then that's okay. I get it. Money's tight for everyone. If you can, it goes a long way here. There's people, these influencers are paying millions and millions of dollars. Like, they're getting paid all this money to go on Rumble. Like, one person's getting like $5 million a show. And other people can't even maybe afford to do it because they can't pay the $25. It cost me $25 just to go on Rumble to stream this. But let's see on Voice of the People, or on my TikTok here, not TikTok. This is not TikTok. On my live here in Twitter. On Twitter, I have 11 people watching. So of those 11 people, I would appreciate it if you could like it. Maybe retweet it. I know that's asking a lot. Most people won't, but I'd appreciate it if you did. If you could buy me a coffee, go for it. If you can't, no worries. No worries at all. It's not here just for money. I said I'd do this if I didn't get paid. But the least you can do, I would like if you could tweet it out, but they won't. Most people won't. They won't. And I'm not trying to be negative, but it gets frustrating after a while because it's like, share it, do something. It helps. But yeah, back to the comments here. So I'm going to go over. I've been saying, I'm going to play my song. We are going to play that. But let me play a couple things. I actually have to take a break real quick. Here, I'm going to play a couple commercials. And then, speaking of the reconnection movement, but let's work on that. I'm going to do the recreation movement. And you know what? If there's any comments over in the chat room, like, what do you think is missing? Or what are certain things that you would hate to see go? I mean, maybe they're already gone, right? But like, I know a lot of people say albums and records and stuff like that. And that's, like I say, that's certain evolution. You know what I mean? It's just like MySpace turned into this, and, horse and buggies turned into cars, and cars turned into, and even with music, it was vinyls first, then they turned into 8-track, vinyl, then CD, then streaming. I mean, that's just evolution. Like, what are certain things that would be so sad to never have them again? What do you guys think? Any comments there? Because for the recreation movement, what it is that we're trying to preserve? What is it? Is it mainly human connection? Because some people do connect. I'm not saying, but I just think it's, if you don't, especially if you're like older, or maybe you're single, or you don't have a big family of your own or anything, I think it's super hard to connect to anybody anymore. So maybe that, like I say, is that the biggest thing we're trying to preserve? I also think making sure you pay artists for their music is a big thing, which I said it's just, you know what I mean? I think that's a big thing, and a lot of people don't, like the Spotify. Some people do get paid and all that, but the thing is, like, making it so people say, "Oh, I always hear that people don't pay for music anymore." Well, you know what I mean? It's just like, if that's your job, like, then I guess you can't work if you don't get paid, but and then it goes back to, why do you do it? You do it because you love it. It's never going to stop. But, it's just like, I don't know. So let me go here and put on a commercial real quick here. So I do have to go take a little break just for 1 minute, run to the pate. Okay, here, connection movement. It's going to be too short for a commercial. I have to put another one. But let's play this real quick.
Download your free copy of the Reconnection Movement today. Just head over to my website, www.hollismahady.com. Go to the podcast sections, scroll to the bottom of the page, and enter your email to get your free copy instantly. Now more than ever, it's important that we reconnect and support real human creators and real people.
I'm going to try.
Need some new tunes to listen to? Why not try the Hollis-Mahady Music Collection? As I move towards the new, I'm closing an old chapter with gratitude. To celebrate the new music on the horizon, I've gathered my complete past collection and made it available all in one place. The collection includes 2 full albums with my previous band, Love Zombies, Passion Fruit, and No Slow songs recorded live at Abbey Road Studios, the Be Honest EP with Love Zombies, Hollis original songs, Hollis cover songs, a bonus Christmas album. And this collection represents the journey that brought me here today and the doorway into what's next. To purchase the music collection, head over to hollismahady.com and go to the store. All funds raised go directly towards promoting and advertising my new album on my own label, Voice of Freedom Records. Thanks so much for supporting independent music.
And there you go. So that's Hollis Mahady Music Collection. And that's the link I sent to you over at Garrett today. And Garrett says, I stream, but I always buy the album digitally to support the artist. See, that's so nice, you know? Like, and you know, Garrett, like that, it goes a long way for people. Like sometimes whatever the album is, $10, $5, like people think, oh, we're going to be rich. It's like that could go in that pays a subscription for something of ours for $10 a month that we're trying to use to get our album out there. But you know, like, and there are other people like Gareth out there, but you know, they're few and far between because I think people just think, oh, I owed this. I deserve, like, you know, it's a consumption. What is it? What's the word? Like not generation. Help me with this. Is a consumption culture. Oh, just consume. I should be entertained 24/7. But there are people who are here doing it, you know. But that's the problem, right? Everyone's an entertainer today. Anybody could have a TikTok. That's why there's 8 zillion people, and it's you're oh, will anyone ever hear my music ever? Because this 5-year-old has an album out, you know. It's like what, you know. But speaking of music and AI, now I usually just save this for Friday nights, but I do have to run to the restroom real quick because I've drank a lot of water. I have to pee, and this is a song called Back to the Good Times, but we're talking about it, so it's relevant. But I usually save this for my Friday night because it's a TGIF song. And it's just about TGIF Fridays. And my whole Friday nights are a different vibe. It's a lot of fun. We just talk about old TV shows in the 80s and TGI Fridays and movies and stuff. And so I do that every Friday night. But this song, and I do talk about, there are some good things about AI. But this is what an AI generated song. Like I said, my album's not AI generated, obviously, but I'll use it once in a while, but I was typed in these lyrics, some of the lyrics into the AI generator or whatever. And this is what I came up with. So I'm going to play it real quick, run to the bathroom real quick, but it's a good song. Like I say, I think it's catchy. I love it. I think it's great. So again, there's some good things about AI, you know, but I don't know. I think that with the music and everything, I think I think it's bad in general. AI in some ways made my life a lot easier. But again, right? Makes your life easier. Oh, it's so easy. Everything's easy. Everything's comfort. So you don't even have to do anything anymore. You don't care. You don't need to learn to walk. You'll have a robot leg like in a year. Like, you know what I mean? It's like easy and convenient is not always good. You know, it's like, oh, don't think for yourself. Don't worry about it. AI's got you. Dude, you're smart. This robot's way smarter than you. You know, you don't have to think anymore. Don't know how to do anything. And then you're very easily controlled as well. So we don't want to think for ourselves. That's why we're here. We're free thinkers here. So let me play this song and stop chatting your ear off. But that's what I do here. Jess is in the house. I am not a fan of AI, really. Yeah. Okay, yes, more on that. Let me play this song real quick. Jess knows this song. And Jess, welcome into the chat room. Jessica Wimpinsky's in the house. I love Jess, and I'm sorry we didn't get to see you, but we will definitely see you next time. Like I said, you go the whole thing. But Jess is was my college roommate, and Jessica's also awesome, and she's from Cole County Entertainment. I would put your thing up here, but they do a lot of podcasts. They do one for men's mental health. Yes, right? You know, she says this song came out really great, though. It's true. So there's, like I said, in the grand scheme of I think you said, as Shannon said earlier, and Gareth agreed, it's devastating, I think, for humans, like connection and already a culture, let's face it, that's lazy. A lot of people are late, like they don't want to do anything. Let me not think. A lot of artists and musicians and creatives are free thinkers. I mean, we don't like to be controlled. Like that's why we go on our own thing. We're always like, how do we make money from not having to be controlled by everyone. Like, I want to make money through my business or my music or my art or my podcasting. How do I make money so I don't have to be anyone else's biatch, right? You know, so AI for human connect, I think it's bad, and the convenience of people not thinking, because you want people to use their brains, and that's the problem. It's all mindless. It's mindless nonsense. I talk about in TikTok. Like, you go there and you don't have to do anything. Just be like, hey, I see you, and you follow them, and people are sending them money, and you don't do any entertainment. These are people. They're making money. I know they are. You can see that. You see the money going, and they didn't even say anything. It was like, hey, I see you. Thank you so much. We're connecting. We're kind of quality besties. We're connecting on TikTok. Again, I'm not saying the hosts are wrong. They're just trying to make a dollar too. We're all trying to figure it out. But that's a real connection? Like, that's not connection. So anyway, let me just play the song, and then I will be right back, and we'll pick up on that comment. And thank you, Jess, for being here. I love you. I'm so glad you're here. Here we go.
Remember when Friday night meant something? When we rushed home before the streetlights came on. Yeah, this is for you. Bike tires humming down the block at dusk. Hide and seek until the streetlights buzz. No texts, no feeds, no scrolling screens. Just scraped up knees and childhood dreams. Take our songs off the radio, waiting all day for our favorite shows. Living rooms glowing, laughter on cue. Friday nights felt brand new. Before the phones took over everything, we lived out loud. We felt the scene. Take me back to the good times go, when the world slowed down and the TVs glowed. From Super Mario Bros. To Friday night shows, we were living, laughing, and love. If you remember, this is your song. Where you came from still lives on. So pull up a chair, you belong right here. Voice of the people, U.S.A. Friday nights are here. Remember when MTV played music videos all night long, waiting to see your favorite song, blowing in cartridges just to play level 1 dreams that made our day. Dying of dysentery on the trail again. The Oregon Trail was how we learned back then. Saturday mornings, cartoons and cereal bowls. Simple joys filled our souls. No filters, no algorithms, just real life moments we were living. Take me back to the good times glow, when the world slowed down and the TVs glowed. From Mario jumps to TGIF nights, everything felt just right. If you remember, this is your song. Where you came from still lives on. Kick back, relax, stay a while. Voice of the people, U.S.A. makes it feel worthwhile. Grew up halfway between two worlds, mixtapes and modems, boys and girls. We saw the change, we felt the shift, but those memories remain a gift. So if you miss when life felt real and laughter echoed through the reel, this night's for you. Come take your seat where past and present meet. Take me back to the golden days when laughter filled our Fridays. From living rooms to neon screens, we're still chasing childhood dreams. If you remember, sing along. This is where you still belong. Friday night, we reunite. Voice
There we are, and we're back, and you are watching Holistics. I am your host, Hollis Mahady. And again, this is Holistic. I'm here every weeknight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I was gone last week. I played the replays. I was still technically here, but it was a repeat. But we are live right now, which is my favorite part because we get comments in the chat room and I have my friends in here talking, and it's really nice. But right, especially, I love that bridge in there when it's like we grew up in between, halfway between in two worlds. We grew up between, that part in the bridge there. We just played it. But it's so true, right? We really were. And I think that's why it affects the people like us the most. Again, this isn't, obviously it's open to anyone who stumbles across it. We're not age discrimination, not at all. But I think it's the people like us who do remember. And I think it's a very tough transition, actually. And then there's people like who are way old, like my mom, who will not even touch technology. And like I say, sometimes it gets frustrating because I'm like, man, I wish you did, because I could send you pictures. You could look at my website, like all this stuff, but she won't. And can you really get mad at her? No, I'm not mad at her. I understand. And there's people who are scared of technology. And then there are people who actually don't have to. I mean, if you're at this age, you're retired, you have money, and you have enough that you don't have to engage in all this, then don't. I don't blame you. You know what I mean? But then there's people like us who you have to. You have to be engaged in it. You can't get away with not having a phone. You can't get away with not, everything's online. Even when I went home this past weekend, I felt my poor mom, she's trying to get like a tax form to help her husband get his tax form. And the only way they could do it was online. And she's like terrified. She doesn't know how to do it. And it was a good thing I was there to help her, and I was able to help her print it out. But it was not easy. Like the number wasn't going right. And, so older people have a problem with it. It's not an easy transition. And like I said, people our age, we have no choice. Like you can't fly with, oh no, I don't care about, I can't. We're trying to make a bit. It's like you have so many jobs are online, and brings me back to TikTok and all that stuff. But back to the way that this was about, like the title of the show and stuff. What are we really here for? And also, I was saying earlier, it's like we are going to manifest our goals here. And my goal is to get a sponsorship for this show, or get some advertising, or figure out how. It's so frustrating, right? Jess says, oh my God, my mom won't either. Laugh out loud. Well, we're probably around the same age. I mean, tell me about, how old is your mom? My mom is 76, and my aunt is older than my mom, but my aunt is better at it. She will. Then there's some people who will, like, I think there's something in them. Like when my dad was alive, he tried, he had an iPad and stuff, and he was trying, because we live far away, and we were able to see. He was amazed by it. He's like, oh my God, Holly, you're there in the thing. I could see you. And it was like a video call, was Skype or whatever back then. Now they still have Skype, or Zoom or whatever. So I think that's the thing. Some people are afraid of change, and I understand, but that's the problem. Like you're going to get left behind. You know what I mean? It's just, there's no choice for us Zennials, or us 40-year-olds or whatever. I just went through the same thing with my parents on Sunday, the tax form. Really? Right? And they need to get it online. There's no other way. And of course the thing was, and then you try to call the place. They're not open. We can't get a human. You have to wait 2 hours to talk to anybody. And so it's a good thing we're there to help them with it. I know. It's just, it's a lot. But so I was saying, what was I saying? Oh, the TikTok. Yes, that's my goal here. I want to figure out how to monetize it. And I guess the best thing I could say, everyone in the chat room, if you're able to, and you see it, like if you ever see it, share it or tweet it out, or message it to someone. Or if you're one of the 15 eyeballs watching it, like it. Do me a favor right now. If you see a like, or turn on my bell or whatever that lets you know when I'm live. Like, if you like it and enjoy it, I'm not going to tell you what to do. But if you're here, if you can, buy me a coffee or whatever, that helps. But not everyone is in that financial position. Again, I would do this for free because I do love being here. It's not that. But so if you can't do that, if you can, I appreciate it. Buy me a coffee. But if you can't, share it out or tweet it, or let someone else know who maybe is like saying, I hate AI. I don't know either. Hey, there's a podcast. There's a lot of good people in here talking and chatting. Come in and join, because that's the only way I'm gonna be able to do that because they all want the numbers and all that stuff. And some of the Rumble shows, I had one, I couldn't believe it. One episode, there was 70,000 views on it. And again, oh, your views, your numbers. I don't personally care. Of course, you want more people to see it and discover you and all that stuff. But it's the only way you get it. Oh, what are your social media followers? What are your numbers? So if you're not following me or whatever, please follow. I don't know. On Instagram, I've had the same followers for like no one will follow me. I just like whatever. I mean, like I said, it's just, but unfortunately, it's a superficial world. And that's what TikTok is. You have to go in there and they see, oh, you have 5,000 followers. Oh, you have 10,000. They have 200,000 followers. They must know the answer. Let me pay them. So let's get my followers up here. I spread the love, guys. Like I make a lot of money. I help people. I want to help people. I want to make a lot of money so I can actually help other people and achieve their goals. And then I'll be like, oh, buy my course. Oh. But I mean, that's one thing about TikTok. I mean, people do make a living on there. I mean, I see this and I'm just like, so it's a social experiment. I am going to be doing TikTok lives soon again. I did them once. Like I said, I have another account I'm growing. Jessica knows a little bit about that account. But I am growing that other account and I'm going to play the game and see how it works because I don't care. I need the money to promote my album and to stay online. And unfortunately, my little tip cup in here doesn't work, but there is very easy for people to send. And they're always sending money to these creators and they're selling things on the TikTok shop and there's this affiliate links and there's all these things where you're selling products. And I do think people are making money. So I am going to be social experimenting. So I don't know if I'm going to be going on tonight, but that's my goal for next week after I get off this. To go to TikTok and do live on there and see if I could build it up and see and try to do this TikTok shop and sell stuff and affiliate links and all that stuff. And we got someone in the chat room. Hello, Christian's here. And he says, HLO. I think that means hello. Hello, Christian. Thank you for popping in and saying hello. My name's Hollis and this is Hollis-tics that you're watching. I'm here every weeknight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And we're just talking about life stuff. It's not sugarcoating. It's not fake. This is the moment to get out of the matrix and say, if you're working all day and you just want to come and connect and, think about all the possibilities of life when you're not brought down by the matrix and, oh my God, the bills. It's like, I'm here to remind you, I think anything is possible. And I said, I'm definitely a case of someone who's never given up and keep going. And I always strongly believe in following your dreams. If you want to start a business and you think there's no way, there's a way. There's always a way. Is it easy? People think, oh, it's so easy. No. I think anything worth doing is not always easy. Oh, and that reminds me, I do have them queued up here. I found a bunch of videos today, not a bunch, but like they're short. But once you start talking about all this stuff, like even last night, I was like, new beginnings, manifested, and all that stuff. You start seeing all the videos. So let me play a couple of these videos that I thought made sense to me, and I love, and they popped up, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll play them on the show. So I don't even remember what they were because there was a few of them. So we'll see what's there. Let me see. I'm going to add this to the stage. Okay, now I got to go back to my Instagram here and I got to push sound. Okay, so here, let's see. There's a few that I really liked. Here, we'll go in order so we don't miss any of them. What was the first one that came up? This one. Ellen Watts. Oh, I like this one. Here, we'll just play some of them here.
You'll never be free until you realize this. It was never about what they think. It was always about whether you listen to yourself. We spend so much of life chasing approval, fitting into shapes that were never ours, walking paths paved by other people's expectations. But have you noticed? The more you chase what pleases them, the further you drift from what fulfills you. The universe gave you a compass, not in your pocket, but in your chest. Your intuition is the echo of the cosmos whispering through you. And yet, how often do we trust our fear more than we trust that quiet knowing?
Yeah.
Do not fear walking alone. Do not fear growing alone. Because to stand in your own light is to remember the truth. Those who are meant for your journey will find you as you will find them.
Love that. I like the music behind there. Okay, let me pause it real quick. That's funny too, and that one popped up probably because of the Alan Watts thing. Like he has a lot of that knowledge and that, and it's true, right? Because everything in life, fear over belief, and like I always say, tap into you can call it magical, call it God, call it something bigger than the 3D of what you see in front of you and all the reasons why something won't work and all the fear and all that crap. Because it is saying, listen to your intuition. Same thing with me. I've always felt it. Always. And they're all the obstacles of the world. Like, no, the reasons why you can't, nothing will work. And no, no, don't do that. Like you said, other people's expectations, but it's in your heart. You truly know or believe you were meant to do whatever it is. So and that came up because we are gonna go see a planetarium show in Cleveland, and it's Alan Watts Experience, and it's we were supposed to go last week when that's the thing we had the tickets for, but I think we're gonna still be able to go. I think it's still going on. But that's that guy, and he says stuff like, sometimes you just hear those things and it's like, "Yeah, I get it." Like, so I kept and then there was a few other ones. So I love that. I think that's, it's true. It's like we follow our fear holds you back from everything. Fear is I say live in your light, believe in God, believe in truth, believe there's always a way, even though it might not seem like it. I started this talking about money. Money's always there. Money's always there to hold you back, and everyone's always chasing. Because you need money as a resource to do certain things you want to do, and money makes it easier, and blah blah blah. But I always say that, like destiny, and somehow you will get there. If you keep believing and you keep and not just sitting on a couch and believing, but doing things to aid in it. You co-create, as I said, co-create with God, co-create with the universe, co-create with your soul. Listen to your intuition. Your intuition is strong, but it's blocked out a lot of times by people who don't believe or like this is what you have to do. And that's why I like that video so much, because it's like we don't trust ourselves. We have amnesia, right? We are powerful. We do know our purpose, and it's not just a thing like a singing or it's like your purpose is here. I've always said I think it's to learn, to grow, to evolve, to be better than you were, and to have a human experience. And what is that? Everyone's different. What does that mean for you? What is your human experience? Do we really have part of it? Like, do we have control of it? I don't think we totally do. Free will and all that. I think some things always happen, or like I say, like there's different paths to get to. We're always going to get to that place that you're destined to be, or that you want to go. There's a place right there, but there's like 10 roads to get there. You're going to take which road are you going to get? Will you always end up there? I don't know. These are the questions of life. Hollis-tics. Please feel free to drop a comment in the chat. Are you feeling what I'm feeling? Do you know what I'm talking about? Here, let's watch another one. I like that one. So let's see what else we got here. Okay, let's go to this one.
You are inside a video game, but everyone's playing a different level. Some people are still trapped in the tutorial, repeating the same fears and patterns. Others have already discovered the hidden paths, the secret shortcuts, and a few have unlocked something close to God mode. But most don't even realize they're holding the controller. And here's where it gets strange. The game doesn't change when you move forward. You change, and the game rearranges itself around you. Psychology calls this cognitive mapping. Spirituality calls it awakening. But in reality, it's just you shifting from reaction to awareness. Because the tutorial isn't a place. It's the mindset where the ego loops the same script. Protect yourself. Repeat the past. Avoid the unknown. It feels safe, but it keeps you small. The moment you question the script, the moment you recognize the player behind the character, the game opens, your perception upgrades, your choices multiply, your reality reorganizes itself around a new level of consciousness. So let me ask you something right now. What level do you think you're playing on? If this video awakens something in you, you're ready for the next step. Enter the portal from ego to I am.
I like that one.
You are inside a video game, but
right? Like, I don't know. You hear those videos, it's true, like, right? Because I always say that. Like, go back my album, A Comedy of Errors. I say it's my first song covers. It says, life is a gift, a game we play. And I talk about that so much. Maybe I'll play I should play that. Just in case there's anyone still out there. Or everyone went. I'm alone. Am I alone here? No, but when you look at it like that, and again, not everyone can, everyone doesn't say, oh, we're bad at playing the game. I say life is a gift. Like, if you're still alive, you're in the game. Is it a game? Some people take life so seriously, and I'm just like, well, we're all going to die. Sorry. I mean, right? It's just like, Are we meant here just to have fun? Because it's not fun a lot of times, but can it be? Is it just how we, like they said, the moment you start to question the script and kind of look at it and observe life as more of like, is this happening to you? Is it happening? Is really all these things happening to you, or is it happening around you? Are you, like you say, you're looking at it as a game, like Mario? Like there's so many things that could kill us any moment, right? Whether it's sickness or it's an accident or God forbid, whatever it is, it's like just surviving. That's why I got in a joke, but it's not a joke when I say, hey, you made it through today. Like, congratulations, just getting to another birthday, getting a year older. Like, there's so many things that could kill us, and we're here and we're playing a game, a virtual video game. So I like that video. But yeah, that's why I said my whole album's about that, a comedy of errors. It's like, do you give up or do you just start to play the game better? Is it really a game? Can you really manipulate? Is this stuff true? Again, I'm just asking if anyone has any comments out there and they believe this is true. Do they think like this? Not everyone does. A lot of people think like this. What level are you at? I don't watch it. We'll watch it. You have to watch it again. Let's see what other video we have there. I like that one a lot. Let's see. Oh, here's a Michael Jackson one. Oh, I like this one. Hold on.
That have dreams and goals of being a star like you.
No matter what, the most powerful thing in the world is the human mind, and prayer, and belief in yourself, and confidence, and perseverance. No matter how many times you do it again until it's right. And always believe in yourself, and no matter who's around you that's being negative or thrusting negative energy at you, totally block it off. Because whatever you believe, you become. Yes, and after all of that, the most important, stay humble. The humbleness that a child, like a newborn baby, has. Even though you become powerful or have power with people, with your talent, or with what Michelangelo did with sculpting, underneath all that, be as humble as a child, as a baby, and as kind and giving and loving. Never become puffed up with pride.
Mr. Jackson, what would you say to all your fans that have dreams and goals of being a star like you?
Right? Like, it's just, as he says, you do. And that's another thing. When we talked about this last week on one of the podcasts about the way you talk to yourself, and words are powerful, and self-belief. He even says you are what you become, what you constantly think. We use the example of the emoji with Dr. Emoto or whatever his name was with the water, because he was saying he did an experiment where he had 2 cups of water or 2 bottles of water, and one water he pasted on, or put words like "you're ugly," "I hate you," "you suck," or whatever they were, and he taped it to that water, and he said that to that water, and then he did the opposite to another bottle of water. And he said, "Love, I love you. You're beautiful. Faith," whatever, like positive versus negative. And to the water. And then he examined the 2 crystals, and the ones where he said the nice things to, the crystals and it was formed very nicely. The other one, it was broken and it was distorted. And hey, this is in that book, and like he's the science to back it up or whatever. But then they say our body is made out of, again, I would tell my moderator in the room, can you get the facts? How much of the human body is made out of water? But you hear that we're made out of a lot of water. So you constantly tell yourself negative thoughts. Again, I do it too. Like, oh, I'm never going to get there. Oh, how am I going to get out of this? Oh, I'm a loser. Oh, I failed at that. I failed at that. Oh, that'll never happen. I have no money. I'm broke. Oh. Sometimes you say, I don't always say that to myself, but it creeps in like, oh, and the doubt and the fear. Oh, and it's like, you keep saying that to yourself. Becomes, imagine if that's water, what are we doing to ourselves? We can be broken, like, distorted versions of ourselves. Then it's not even true, because thoughts it is powerful. So, like I said, do I believe 100% that if you just say positive words to yourself, everything will magically fall into your lap? No, but I do think it's definitely more of a try of doing it that way, because the other way is just self-fulfilling prophecy. It'll never work. You keep saying that. So even Michael Jackson, I mean, he was just very talented, but also he said it, he would stand in the mirror. Look, I'm talking to the man in the mirror. He would say, I'm a star, I'm a stupid, whatever he wanted to be, what he wanted to be, again, I don't think it's just that, but like, it definitely helps. So I like that, I like that I can't wait to see the movie Michael. That's what Jeff says. I want to see it too. When is that a new one coming out? And who is playing Michael Jackson? Do you have any idea? I'd like to see that. Like I said, it wasn't really till recently these keep popping up on my thing and just listen to them. I don't know the whole story behind it, and who knows what they said. They always said things that he was a kid molester and all. I don't think so. I think he went out against the system. And what's the worst thing you could call someone? To make the world turn on you. The media is nasty. I mean, it's all fake politics. They ruin people. Look at the guy. He made music. The guy was the closest thing to the source, to God. And the kids and child, like he's saying, like, be like a child, be humble. I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but I don't believe it. And just look into the wisdom. They take people like that. I used the example earlier, the Badfinger thing. It's like really beautiful souls who are just trying to like do something good, the earth song, the world, and they exploit them and then they turn on them and it's all about money. It's all that crap. So let's go back to my Instagram videos. So I really like that one. What else do I have here? Oh, I like this one. Here we go. Hold on.
Big reason that many people never succeed is that they are unwilling to choose pain for the sake of what they want. Anything, I repeat, anything you choose to succeed at will come with a certain set of contrast, a certain pain. Success is out of the comfort zone. If you want to succeed, you need to be willing to choose that contrast and that pain, and you will be limited in terms of success by what pain you are unwilling to take for what you want. A big, and I mean big, reason that many people never succeed is that they are unwilling to choose pain for the sake of what they want. Anything, I repeat, anything you choose to succeed at will come with a certain set of contrast, a certain pain. Success is out of the comfort zone. If you want to succeed, you need to be willing to choose that contrast and that pain, and you will be limited in terms of success by what pain you are unwilling to take for what you want.
Yeah. See, I love that. That's what I said. Sometimes people, when I talk about all that BS in Hollywood and California and everything, when I hear, just it'll flow to you, abundance is coming, all that crap. I don't think that's true. Like, you want a business? You want something? You could have to work for it. You know what I mean? There's sacrifice. You want the comforts of everything and to be able to go on vacation and do all this too, and have a family, like all that stuff. There's certain things, like she says, what level are you willing to pay for that? Because in the interim of until you get to where you want to go, there is sacrifice and there is pain and there is risk and there is all this stuff. I mean, what she's saying, and getting out of the comfort zone because, and there we go. Aaron's in the house. Oh, Aaron says short-term pain for long-term gain. Yeah, I love that. Yes, absolutely. And instant gratification over, that's kind of sometimes people with diets and stuff. Like you want it, but instant gratification over like the long-term, like fulfilling a goal or whatever, like it's like short-term pain is the opposite of what I was saying, short-term pain for long-term gain. Yeah. Like what are you willing to risk? Like I always use the example right now, like, and it's not really a big example, but it's like we don't have a couch. And it's not because we can't afford a couch. You probably could get a couch, but I don't want to go and spend freaking $500,000 on a couch right now when I could, because I need to be paying for my music studio. I need to be paying for my streaming. I need to be paying for keeping electricity on so I could stream. I mean, it sounds kind of ridiculous, but that's not big. Like whatever, I'll get the couch. But like short-term pain, what are you willing to sacrifice? For instance, when I left Maine, I didn't have a car. I sold it. As I was like, I need to go get, we had to move somewhere else. And now we're here in a place where it's a little bit more, not a little bit, a lot more kind of conducive to what we're doing with the radio. And there's more opportunities for music. I have a music studio, but I had to sacrifice my car. I'm like, oh man. And it really sucked. But I think I'm getting a new car, Aaron, and we're going to talk to you about it because we might be getting a truck. Yes, a truck. I said it. I'm very excited about it. But I'll talk more about that later because it's not easy to do that sometimes when you don't have credit and all this. I mean, your credit went down the drain and all this stuff. So a miracle happened, and I'll get more into that about how it's going to happen. But yeah, so I may be having a car soon. But short-term pain for long-term gain. I saw the bigger vision. I was like, well, you know what? The hell with it. I'll sell some of this stuff I have. I have a bunch of stuff. I had to sell all this stuff but I needed the fund to get to where I needed to go and do the business and all that stuff. Yes. So we'll have to get your input on some of that stuff about the truck. But yeah, but it's like it's always risk, and there's always some kind of sacrifice and pain for the bigger picture. And I think it's too, again, like I like what Teal Swan. That's Teal Swan. I've listened to her for years. I mean, I just here and there. She just happened to pop up today, and Jason's back in the house. Jason, where is Joe tonight? I miss Joe. I hope he's all right. No, but Joe's not in here tonight. But Teal Swan, I always liked her. I listened to her many years ago, and she's still going. She's still going. She popped up today. She has some wise words, but I thought that was really good, because I think all too often, I think people make it seem like, oh, it's so easy. Oh, and you see all these things all the time, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a mom, and I'm this, and I'm that, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't even get one day. Like, you're all this, and you're like, oh, it's so easy, and just do this, and and you're like, oh my gosh, no, it's not. Then be real. It's like it takes a lot of sacrifice, and it takes a lot of risk. And at the end of the day, what Michael Jackson said, honey, you better believe in yourself, because no one else does. I mean, listen, I don't mean it like no one else does, but no one will ever believe in you and your dream and whatever, your music or whatever, as much as you will. Now, I'm not saying that other people don't believe in you, but you can't expect other people to sacrifice everything for your dream, like, or give you their money or whatever. Like, it's just, you have to believe in yourself more than anything, and the intuition and the gut and the God and whatever, even through those hard times of like, oh my gosh, like, you can't lie. You're struggling because with money and stuff, because you put it all into your thing that you're trying to build. And most people really don't see that and understand it until they see the results of it. But it's that long time before those results actually, the garden that you've been planting blooms, where everyone could come over and freaking pick a piece of corn and eat it. And now they're all like, oh yeah, I've always believed in you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You did. Nah, I don't remember, because you weren't there freaking hell when the seed was or the dirt was there and it was just blooming. You're all like, oh, this isn't going to work. Get a real job, back to that guy. Here, I still have her on there. I'm small here, and Teal Swan's still going. But so it's just like, I guess that's the thing when I say, I don't even know where I'm at. I'm just giving the wisdom here. I'm just talking in real time. Here, let's go to another video. But I like that. There's good old Teal Swan. She's a good classic one. I've always used to listen to her. Let's see who else we got. I like this one too. Let's see. They all just popped up today, and I sent them over to Dan. I was like, maybe I'll play them tonight on my show. I forget what they are. Let's see what this one is.
That this human experience is temporary. You arrive with nothing. You spend your whole life chasing everything, and you still leave with nothing. The money, the cars, the house, the things you stressed over, the promotions you sacrificed your health for. No. None of it comes with you. So what was the point? We exhaust ourselves collecting things that don't follow us out the door. We trade our peace for possessions, our time for status, our relationships for careers, and in the end, we can't take any of it. Make sure your soul gains more than your hands. Make sure you lived, not just accumulated. Make sure you loved deeply, not just earned endlessly. Make sure when it's over, you're full, not just successful. The things you can't measure are the things that actually matter. Connection, growth, peace, purpose. Your hands will empty when you leave. Make sure your soul doesn't. Please remember that this human experience is temporary.
Stage. I love that. And I'm pretty sure that's Alan Watts again. That's the guy. Hopefully we're going to see him at the planetarium here in Cleveland, and it's the whole thing, and maybe he's I don't know what it is. Maybe he's saying they have recordings of him. I don't think he's alive anymore. But right. I mean, it's just so true. When I watch these things and you're kind of like, oh, so those days when it is hard and you have all the matrix and the 3D and all, you're gonna be, oh, when you get and you're just like, then you watch that and you're like, oh yes, it's true. I mean, it's true, right? And that's why connection. I say, everyone here, I value so much that you're here with me and you're giving me your time, and we're connecting, because it's about the relationships you have. Everyone in here, I know, besides this person, Christian, who said hello, and then he didn't say anything else. But if you're still there, hello. But it's just like, you can't, like they said, you can't take it with you. And while you're here. That's why it is. We go back and we talk about the connection and the AI and all that stuff. It's like, man, don't let them. Don't let them win. We have to, the recreation movement. It's important, and it's like, I don't have a huge family and like, I don't have my own family, but like of kids or anything, that just, it was a different path for my life and everything. So I value like connection and friendship and trying to make a difference in the world and trying to have purpose, and find and live your purpose and whatever that is. Like I said, everyone's trying to find their purpose. So what if it is just being that example in the world of that's getting harder and harder to have those connections, saying, my purpose is to show up here every night and connect to those people who are maybe on the edge, because they can't even deal with this world anymore because it's so freaking like robotic and it's like there's no connections and people getting fired for no reason, like all that stuff, you know. There you go. I love that, Aaron. Aaron says the point is who you became in through your life. Your soul is enriched, ripened, and maturing. Yes, exactly. And Aaron, I love Aaron so much. I always say it. Like Aaron is one of the best souls Dan and I have ever. I love Aaron and Amy, of course, and Aspen. These are good people. Like people who are just who care. Aaron is literally one of the most selfless people I've ever met. Who was never like, oh, what can I get in return? It was just like he was an example of like just such a good friend. Like I said, if our experience in Maine wasn't the best as far as it turned out with the house and everything, but at the same time, I want to trade anything because we had to meet you and Amy, and those are literally seriously. It's so hard to make a good friend in this life, So it's like connections and stuff like that. It's the experiences you take. I had so many. Even having Gareth in here earlier. I don't know if he's in here anymore, but from the UK, there was like some stuff that went wrong. I mean, well, come on, it's life, right? Good things, bad things. But those were some of the things that I would never trade my experience. And it's about how you look at it, right? You can say, oh, the band didn't work out and all went to crap and oh, it was horrible. No, there were some really wonderful experiences. And even to this day, a couple of people I know from the UK are in here. And those experiences I'll never forget. You can't take oh, good. You can't, and Gareth is still here. And Gareth, Aaron is one of our best friends from Maine when I lived there. And he's an awesome person. You guys are all awesome in here. And Joe is here. Yay. I was wondering where Joe was. Joe says, good evening, Hollis. I hope you and Dan had a great time on your vacation with your family. Yes, thank you. Then Aaron says, vote for Dan, right in Maine Senate, right? Yeah. But good people, so and all of you guys, and you've all been so like nice and caring. And it goes a long way. And as he said, it's preserving that in this day and age where it's just becoming so disconnected. And it's just like the younger generation, like I said, it's not their fault. We have to be examples to show them, remember, no, like we're humans. This is how it is. And as fast as it progresses and more the phone and whatever, next thing you know, they'll be wearing computers on their heads and it's like we're walking robots. No, we can't stop certain things. Obviously, we talk about it all the time with AI and technology. You can't. You have to, if you have to use it in this world. And not everyone has the luxury to say, oh no, I don't want to use it. Certain people who are really older and they have like, they're okay with how they're set. They don't have to do it. And you're lucky. You are lucky actually. Or the Kiefer Sutherlands of the world, or the people who are super rich and are like, oh no, I don't want to be involved. Well, you have that financial freedom. Like, good for you. Like I envy, and you want to envy them, but they're in a better position where they have a choice. Most of us don't, and you kind of have to. So we're just navigating, and that's what holistic is about, right? Real humans only. Here we're valuing connection and making those friendships. And like I said, living my purpose and stuff. What really was like, I hate. And James, I don't think James Timmons is here anymore. He asked me what one of my biggest pet peeves was. I don't know if this would be a pet peeve, but I hate when people are down and depressed, especially when I see people who are full of talent and they just got beaten the crap out of them from life. Because life is mean and it's cruel and it's like awful sometimes. But I hate when people are beaten down and or think that they're in a situation that they can never get out of it, or if they're you know what I mean? They're so depressed. I hate to see that because that's life. That's the matrix. That's all of this crap is winning. because God put us here to have a good experience, not just to suffer, not like just to, it's not our fault either. It's just like, oh, you're told your value is only of what job you have, or here, let me put myself big up there again. And I'll play the rest of the videos in a minute. Let me remove that. There I am. But we're told, right? Even like a man losing their job, or a woman too, not just, but a lot of guys have worth just in their job. Oh my God, being unemployed. Oh my God, you're like, what value do you have? What do and that's not true. But like people feel that their only value is money. And I've met people who are rich and there's some of there's no soul, but they get away in this world. Oh my God, well, their value is their money. And it's like, I mean, this is the world, right? This is the world we live in. And that's why I say I hate when people feel depressed and down and by circumstances, because it was designed to do this, and it's like, I'm just trying to find my media. Oh, wait, here, hold on. My background. There's my background. There, I'm back. Wait, hold on. I had a nice little cloud here today because I was changing it up a bit because we were talking like spiritual stuff. There we are. I'm in the clouds, But I don't know. I hate it. My pet peeve is when I want to help people. Like I want people to succeed. I want them to follow their passion. I want them to follow their dreams, to do that thing that they stop doing, whatever it is, even like Aaron and the thing. I'm so proud of him when when he told me, he's like, he talked at church and and you played your song and I'm like, do it. You're meant to do that. And I hate when people don't think when they, not just Aaron, I'm not talking about Aaron, but like, I was so proud of you, like, cause you're so good. He's a wonderful musician. He's a great speaker. And like, I love when people do what it's in their heart. And that's why I said I fight so hard to keep going and to say, you know what? No, I'm not going to stop. It's like, this is what God's put in my soul and my heart. And it's like, I don't give a crap if it's, the money's not there and it's not right now, because it's not about that, but it's whatever coming, whatever it takes to keep going and to do the soul thing. That's why I always say, I think people who follow their soul and are brave, because there's a lot of things that could go wrong. Like I know a typical example of it. Like, oh my gosh, you made this financial decision that's cost this, and now I can't follow the dream because I can't record a car and I need to move my equipment. I can't do gigs because you could make all these excuses, but you find a way eventually, So yeah, that's my pet peeve. Pet peeve is when people don't follow their dreams. That's why I'm here to remind you. And I say it, I joke, but it's not funny. Just, sometimes people just need like a bit of encouragement and saying, you did good. You got through today, and I want to be fake here. I hate fake people. Like, oh, everything's just great. Yes, I hope that it is great for you. And sometimes it is great, and you don't want to be around people who are like, oh my God. But sometimes people like just play the victim all the time and they never want to change anything. But, there's people who are trying, and sometimes they just need someone to say, hey, you can do it. You could do it. You could do it, And that's why I'm here to remind you. And you're watching in real time as I'm emerging back from the cocoon of all the shit I went through with my music and everything. Oh, so maybe I should play Amnesia. Should I play one of my songs? I've never played this for anybody. Let me go back over here. I'll play it. This is what I was saying. The beginning of the show, what I was talking about. Remember who you are. It says it here. Remember who you are. You're not just a number. You're not just you're not just an unemployed person who lost his job. You're not just, you're like, we are literally powerful people, God made in the image of God. We are like, we're all, everybody is special. Everybody's powerful. You just don't remember who you are. Remember you're powerful and follow these teal swans, or maybe it was the other one, Alan Watts. Follow that intuition. Don't let the fear, but easier said than done, right? Because it's always fear. Oh, you're gonna have enough of this. Everyone's always avoiding like discomfort, right? Get out of the comfort zone. Avoid discomfort at all costs. Sometimes it's good to be uncomfortable. Then you're gonna grow. Because if I right now had a couch and had everything I wanted, as far as material things or whatever, like you're growing yourself. Why aren't I there? Well, maybe I have to do this. Like it's about growing, as you said, maturing your soul, your evolution of your soul. There's reasons why if you look for it. It's not always good to always be comfortable, because then you don't meet your potential always. So if you're struggling, don't think it's because, you're bad or like sometimes circumstances and the way life works out and God and everything, they will test you. Especially like someone like I guess me, I don't want to just talk about myself, but is it testing you to say, wait, no, you're gonna figure it out and I'm not gonna make it easy because if it all just thrown to you, would you have gone to that next level? Would you have figured out how to do that? Would you have figured out how to whatever, monetize TikTok? I mean, that's a stupid example, but you know what I mean? Like, would you have and said, wait, no, I am capable? Because sometimes I'm like, oh man, I don't know how to do it. I don't know, figure out, can I do it? You have to. You have to figure out a way. You have to. And so it's pushing you outside your comfort zone. And sometimes, I'll just go back to, and then just go back to the north. I could just go back tomorrow and get a waitressing job. I can. I would, if thing got really desperate, I guess I would. But I've been there, I've done that. So okay, so I should take all the music and my album that I have and the teach and my thing that just because it's not making money right this second, all that I built and just say, you know what? Let me play it safe. I better go no, we're so close to it all paying up. But these are the moments that test you and challenge you. How do you make it work? I'm going to sell some of my old stuff. I don't care, whatever it takes to pay for the next thing that's going to get you to that next level of where, and that's just like in the physical thing, but it's just the evolution of the soul. And like you said, sometimes God doesn't want you always to be comfortable. You can't always be comfortable because that's not where the growth comes from, the darkest moments, I think. I mean, again, this is my experience and my opinion. Feel free to comment and, but some people just have it easy and whatever. But some people have harder paths. And mine, like my path was different. I'm just saying there's some people way harder paths, especially I always make that, disabled, they can't even walk, all that. Like, there's so much worse, being home. Like there's a lot of circumstances. Life is just crazy, right? What hand were you dealt and how do you deal with it? So I was going to play my song. Okay. So, here we go. Amnesia. Here's the world debut of my song, Amnesia. I'm just going to play it. And I'll play it maybe with the clouds here and I'll maybe just disappear. But yeah, I'll play it and then we can talk about it. But yeah, no one's ever heard this. This is on my album, A Comedy of Errors. And after that, I will show you my little podcast. I bet anyone's interested in my private podcast. That is, I haven't said any of that yet. And I better say it just because I need to get in the habit of promoting myself or whatever, because I don't have anyone else here to do it. But yeah, I have a Buy Me a Coffee. If you are enjoying the show, if you like it, tip support the show, buy me a coffee. As I say, I take tips. Just as I was a bartender, I was always pouring people a drink. They gave me $1. So if you were interested, you could, and many of you have already donated. So you already know I'm not talking to you. So please know that, as I love you all in here. And I'm not but for the other people who might be watching this the whole time and, maybe you were, financially better position, say, I'll throw $5, a cup of coffee or whatever. It helps. And I appreciate it. And that's how you do it there with the QR code, or you could go to hollismahady.com. And I have what I was going to show you here, the Buy Me a Coffee thing right here. If you are interested, these are ways that you can support the show and support me on my journey here. We have the website shop. This is on my hollismahady.com. I do sell a few things here. I'm selling my music collection. That's just for $20. That's a bunch of albums on there, all my music up until this point, not including the new album because that's coming very soon. I have my hand-painted lyric sheets. Those are the ones also, if you do buy me a coffee, you are automatically entered to win one of those. Once I hit my goal of $100, I will pull another winner. So we're back. We reset the board. I'm about at $20 now. So when we hit that $100 goal, I will pick live on air someone to win one of those. And they are also for sale if you can't wait. I am selling them for $50 and I do have a limited number of them. I only have about 25 of them altogether. Maybe I'll make more, but they really are kind of a one-of-a-kind, what's it called? Limited edition. And then another way I'm raising money, personalized song requests. I will sing anything and I will send you an MP3 of that. And I do creative services as well. I always say, hire a human. If you want a voiceover or you need a commercial made, or if you have a business and you need a little promotion, I do so many videos. I've done so much. I've learned a lot and I could do that for you as well. And that's all on my website too. And just hit me up if you're interested in a creative service. I do all that. And just to explain the Buy Me a Coffee a little bit, buymeacoffee.com is somewhere that you can go, and that's the website right there. It's also on my website, hollismahady.com. There's links where you can find the buymeacoffee.com. But that's a whole other little thing I have going on where I said buy me a coffee. It could be a one-time donation or a one-time tip or support. But if you want to go the next level and become a member, it's a monthly thing where you spend $2 or $5 or $10 a month. This is the one I'm saying that I do the private podcast. It's $10 a month. And I'm doing my Comedy of Errors podcast where I really go deep into some of the stuff about the album and the past, some of the stuff. It's pretty cool, but it's only there. That's only for my super fans, I like to say. Anyone who's willing and wants to know a little bit more about the behind the scenes, how the album was made, my journey of, putting it out in real time and everything. And there's 2 other levels there that include other things. So if you're interested, you could check that out. Before I play that song, I will play, let me get rid of that real quick. And I will play just in case you are watching and interested, I will very quickly play that. This is my other private podcast. I've done 2 episodes so far, and they're only up there for members. And I will be recording another one probably this week. And I'm going to go to the music studio and I'm going to play some live stuff. And that's going to be on this podcast only. And I promise, once I play this, we're going to play my new song, Amnesia, because it kind of ties into the whole show. And we'll see where we're at for there. Because it's already 9:30 and I freaking talk a lot. I've been gone for like a week and now I'm catching up. So we will take some more questions or comments and we'll maybe see where we're at. So I'll play this. I'll come back and then we'll play Amnesia. And maybe I'll play another video or 2 of my Alan Watts in those videos. And then we'll see where we're at. All right, here we go. Share some stuff that I haven't shared with anybody ever. I'm going to share it with you. Welcome to a Comedy of Errors. A little bit more of the skeletons in the closet. I will only talk about it here in this podcast. We're going to get into the really good stuff. And some of it's not pretty. Went all the way there just to go back to the beginning. Nothing, really? They'll kick you right down. They'll spit in your face. I was living in Hollywood and I was just so beaten down. I love zombies. So much heartbreak. Certainly not the way I saw things going. This up, man. Oh, man, that really screwed my life up. My mom would tell me, oh, you look back and laugh at this. Really? And then there was not enough left to promote it. I mean, it was a big, big mistake. It's a shame. And the darkness comes to knock you back down. They're just so sex sells. Just show it all. The boudoir. Characters and plot twists. Some people go on the journey with you and some people don't. Sweet Poison Love. Devil in Me. Where Did You Go, Girl? That's my favorite song on the album. I wanted to see other people's hearts. And I don't think everybody is born to do this. Voice of Freedom Records. Am I too old to do music? Can't give up on something that's you. And I could have chosen never to do music again. So how many times are you going to get knocked down or drown your sorrows? Or are you going to hide under the covers forever? It's about letting go of what was. We have the courage to get up and to try again when we've been knocked down so hard. Life's not for sissies. What do you do with those struggles? They're all part of the story. This is truly the journey, figuring things out as I go. I invest in those who invest in me. It means so much to me. People who support it. Talking to you, hear about it first. We're going to be releasing it in real time. An insider peek before it comes out. But it's more fun when we have each other. It's not just about me. It's about all of us. We're going to get into all that here and more on a Comedy of Errors podcast. Can't wait to share it all with you. This is awesome. There you go. And so I have it. There's a little teaser of a couple songs there. And again, one more time, that is the Buy Me a Coffee right there. That's the backstage pass. It's just $10 a month. And that always helps. And that is where you'll get those exclusive podcasts, those stories that I never really talked about in the public. So I save them for those who really maybe are interested and want to know. And you're going to see me again releasing the album in real time. My first song covers is going to be the first one, and it says life is a gift, this game you play. What I talk about always, right? We are learning to play the game of life, and you're always in it if you don't quit. So wherever you are on your journey, if you're playing the game, don't get discouraged. You could always, sometimes you got to deal with the hand that life has dealt you, but there are certain things, if you learn from last time, don't go. Like I joke, I said that little troll in the bush. I seen them now. Like, I'm not going to go that way next time. Hey, you're still alive. You're still in the game. I'll play that real quick and then we'll play Amnesia.
Life is a gift, the game we play.
That's me. That's how I am Hollis Mahady, your host, and you are watching Hollis-tics. And I will be here tomorrow again at 7 p.m. I'm here every night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's probably pretty late in the UK over there, across the pond. And yeah, so that's that. So now let's see. I'm going to go over here and let's play Amnesia because it ties it all together. Remember who you are. And that's what inspired this song. So I hope you like it. I'm going to play it. I don't know if I'll still be on the screen. Let's see. But here we go. World premiere. World premiere. And again, if you sign up for that, buy me a coffee. I talk a lot about all my songs and everything. But I don't really like to explain them too much because, that's what music is, right? You make your own meaning to it. But like I said, Amnesia. Here we go. I'm going to play it.
It must have been a strong case to keep me here from the truth. It must have been a strong case, but inside I always knew. The world is made up with illusions of gold, but it's all just a story, a lie that we're told. It's amnesia, we're under amnesia. They got us forgotten who we are. It's a spell that we're under, cast from the start. And it's time to remember just who you are. A clever disguise I was born with over my eyes. We wandered through madness, caught in the hustle and fight. But moments of silence, a whisper so true. There's a purpose, this life, it's calling for you. It's amnesia, we're under amnesia. They got us forgotten who we are. And it's time to remember just who we are. It's amnesia, we've all got amnesia. They got us forgotten who we are. Left in the dark. In the light of grace, we'll remember our home. See the face of the sacred place that we know. And we'll remember who we are. It's amnesia, we're under amnesia. It's amnesia, we're under amnesia. They got us forgotten who we are. It's a spell that we're under, cast from the start. It's amnesia, we're under amnesia. They got us forgotten who we are. It's time to remember just who we are. It's time to remember who we are. Remember who you
There we go. There you go. There's a song. I don't know how it'll hear out there, or sound out there. I don't know if it's loud or whether it's playing again. But yeah, but you know what I mean? It's saying, remember who you are. It's like we're under amnesia. So remember, we're powerful people. Believe in yourself. I believe in you. I always try to tell people to go for their goals or whatever it is, believe that you can do it. And like wherever you are in your life, if you're in a bad situation, if you're in a good situation, you're almost there. If you're this, don't remember who you are. That was the title of the show. So, and I said in the chat room over here, Gareth, good night, Gareth. He might already be gone, but go and have to say good night. It's 2:30 in the morning here. He's listening and watching from the UK. Really enjoyed it though. Thanks. You're very welcome. It's so great to have you in here. And thank you for chatting and commenting along. and everything. It's always great to have people in here, especially people that I remember and recognize, but anyone new too. So again, thank you guys so much. I am Hollis. You've been watching Holistics, and I think I'm going to start probably to wrap it up. Maybe I'll play another video or two here, and we'll end it. It's almost 10. It's 9:40 already, so we'll wrap it up at 10. And I am going to be, as I say, I'm transparent here. I'm going to be testing the TikTok. Aw. Garrett said I did stay for the song. Amazing. Good night. Aw, thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yes, it was very. It goes on what was I say, on topic. It's related to what we've been talking about. So you're very welcome, and I'm so glad to have you here. So you have a great night. And again, I'm here every night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll see you again, Gareth. Have a great night, and hopefully I'll see you maybe tomorrow. Always be here. So I was gonna say thank you again. So let's see. Media, what was I gonna say? Oh, let's watch one or two of these other videos so I don't lose them. And then we'll wrap up probably for 10 o'clock. And I will be here again tomorrow night. Let's see. So we had an Ellen Watts video. Let's go over here. And okay. So that was that video I really liked. I know there was a couple of them I really liked. Here, let me get rid of that one. And let's play this one. Like I said, there saved a couple of them. I don't remember what they are. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. Oh, no. I hate when I want to play it from the beginning. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
Just endure it. Study yourself inside it. That's how expansion becomes permanent. The version of you that can handle more, earn more, lead more, is created in the moments where you choose to stay with the challenge instead of escaping it. So when something stretches you, don't just endure it. Study yourself inside it. That's how expansion becomes permanent. The version of you that can handle more, earn more.
I was like, is that it? Yeah, right? So it's true. It's like saying, because it's easy. Yeah, I hear people say that. Oh, and thank you guys so much. Joe Maga Dirtbreaker. Joe says, very good. Thank you. And White Noise says, love the song. Oh, I'm glad you do. Thank you. Thank you. That's the first time I ever played it for anyone, but I love it too. It's weird because not being conceited or anything like that. I always hated my music. Not my music from Love Zombies, but I didn't like anything I wrote. It was like, no, I didn't know. But that one it took so long to record it. And I love it because it's just, remember who you are. It's amnesia, we're under it. And yeah, but I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it because for so long I didn't show it to anyone. You're just like, oh God, I don't know if anyone else like it. At least I like it. But yeah, about that, you always hear too, it's like people say, when you don't quit, don't give up. You're so close to the people quit right before they're about to hit or right before. Again, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm just waiting for the hit and then I'll be happy. No, but a lot of times the version of you that can handle more, earn more, lead more is created in the moments where you choose to stay with the challenge instead of escaping it. Like I said, and I use something that stretches you. You don't just endure it. Study yourself inside of it. That's how experience the version of you that can handle more. Yeah, because like I said, I used that example a couple of weeks ago, or it was a couple months ago now, maybe 2 or 3 months ago. Things were very tight with money. Obviously Dan lost his job. We had to move. We spent a fortune. I had to sell my car, like all because we bought a house and nothing worked out. Blah, blah, blah. Fine. But at that point, I was in hotel rooms and I couldn't really play music. I didn't have my computer. So I was like, what else can I do? I mean, like, maybe I should just get do something else. So I took these courses on Coursera and I started learning to be like an IT tech support specialist, customer service. Because I'm like, well, there's always, at least people need that. Maybe, I don't know, I could probably get a job in it. So I did it and I did get their certificate. There was more. But anyway, my point was, I mean, I went to college. I have a degree in communications, actually, radio broadcasting. So I did the course. I'm like, well, maybe I could help people hook up their internet. So, I did the course and I applied and I got a job. And then like the night before I chickened out, I was like, oh man, I can't do it. I can't do it. It wasn't because I didn't want to work. It was just like, oh, if I do this, then I'm not going to be able to time. And if I had taken it, I probably wouldn't be on this podcast right now because I just like, no, I'm going to get on the damn online and I'm going to monetize this. I'm going to figure out how to do it. But again, it was like, I could have taken the easy escape and said, not easy, but the more sure, like, okay, maybe I better quit and do the safe route and safe. And I could have. I mean, like I said, it wasn't at the point where everything at that point Dan did have a job. So I was able to help with pay for this stuff, and I, like I said, I make some money here and there, but it's not like steady. And after when you move, oh my God, and then you're paying a mortgage and then you're paying a rent and all, it's just, you get buried all of a sudden. I'm like, oh, I guess my point of the example is you quit when you're so close. I mean, I had just launched this website. All the stuff is there to make the money. The album's done. There's merchandise. There's all this stuff I have. But I'm like, but you still needed some more time to get it up and rolling, but you just sacrifice all your time to make sure you get the pay, so it was just like, oh, just whatever it takes, scrape by to get to the next part and stop and make sure and keep going, but that's what's saying, just when you're close enough, they say that sometimes, and people quit right before because they didn't stay the course, they didn't hang in there long enough for something to turn, for something to shift, like sometimes just one thing working out that will, like if we sell that damn house in Maine, it's gonna boom, life is gonna be hell of a lot easier, or or if Dan gets a job, that's going to help a lot with the finances. Or if I freaking learn how to monetize on TikTok, and all that crap, it's going to help. So anyway, let's go back and play one or two last of these videos. And then I'm going to start to wrap it down for the evening. Let's see, which one did I play? So I love that one. That's a good one. Here's one. You are in a video game. Did I play that one already? No, I have 2 or 3 more here. So I'll play them. They're short.
Called Life on Earth, and if you're watching this video, you're probably a lot closer to winning the game than you might think. It does really seem to be that we live in a simulation. There's almost no matter in reality, and it's just photons, light, energy that responds to our emotions and our thoughts. And so what's the objective? What's the purpose of this experience, this video game matrix simulation? I want to offer a few perspectives, saving the most intriguing one for last. Many people talk about we're souls on a growth and healing journey, and that comes through experiences. I love the book Journey of Souls. It talks about the planning process of picking our life, our body, our family, our challenges, and I get head to toe goosebumps when I read this book. I can't recommend it enough. Another perspective is that it's all about love. We're here to learn how to choose love over fear. And I want to point out that a lot of us forget to give ourselves that love. We focus it outward, but you are every bit as important as anybody else. And ultimately, I don't think there is anybody else, that we're all fundamentally one at some level. So when you give yourself love, you are giving love out to the collective. Another reason we might be here, you're in a video game called Life on Earth, and if you're watching this video, you're probably a lot.
So I like that too, because I read that book, Journey of Souls. I have it on my bookshelf. There's one also called Destiny of Souls. I think I have that too. I don't know if I finished that. But she said that, I mean, this is another perspective where people say, if you ever heard that, like the life review, and before you were born, you came here and you actually, and it works back to the song I just played, Amnesia. You pick these challenges almost, and they say, you pick your family, right? And it was really like, oh my gosh, what some people are like, what, really? Like, I'm so different from them. Like, what is it? But when you think of it like that, and I've talked about this book before, Journey of Souls, and in the book, he goes back and he hypnotizes all these people. It's these case studies that this one guy or this doctor or psychologist or whatever he did, and he put them under, like they go into some like trance or whatever state, and they start having these past life experiences. And I or bringing up memories from the past. I talked about this before, when people have fears that you can't explain in this life. Like, I have no idea why I'm afraid of clowns, or oh my God, I'm afraid of drowning, but I don't know. I know how to swim, or they have this unexplained fear of something. And that was some of the things, like he had gone, and these people started bringing up memories that they drowned in another life, or and it's going with the past life and all that stuff. And so, yeah, Journey of Souls is a weird one. I mean, again, and that's why there's a lot of different religions and people don't believe in past lives and stuff like that. But I'm always open to all different things, because I always say I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just like you look at certain things and the supernatural and energy and all that stuff, and it's like what resonates with you. You know, I definitely, like she said, do we here just for love? And there's all like people, oh, self love, but it's true. Like if you hate yourself and you don't respect yourself enough to love, and I've been through so many toxic relationships and bad relationships and stuff like that, and I don't blame the person anymore. I'm like, well, what version of that was me that tolerated being like, being in that and being unhappy. So, and being whatever toxic, or maybe I was toxic too. Like I'm at the point where you're mature enough to say it wasn't just them, it was me too, you know. And I was toxic, and they were toxic, and maybe I retracted them. And there's so many stuff. So I think it's cool. Journey of Souls. It's a good book. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. That's the kind of stuff we talk about here on Hollis-tics, all that stuff. We get into more tomorrow night. There's always more. You're in a video, but I talk about, right, you're in a video game. When you look at life as a game, and anything can happen, and all these things, instead of just like, oh, the 3D dun 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 dun. Oh my God, life sucks so bad. Is there a way to rearrange the pieces, rewrite the story? Comedy of errors, I talk about all the time. We're the main character in our life. There's certain characters you want to write out. But you can. It's not always easy with your family, but like certain characters, like, oh, that chapter's over. I'll write that user out of my life. I have a song on my album called User. Like, write them out. Let's erase them from the freaking story. Certain ones you can, or experiences or whatever. But yeah, when you look at it like that, if not everyone believes this, and that's okay. We're here just for discussions. It's all up for debate. If you chime in, whatever you guys think too, it's just all up for debate. It's all up for the debate, and just talking about it and saying, like, what if you really did pick these challenges? And it goes into a lot in that book. Like, why do, young people come and die very young? I mean, did they get like, yeah, it gets deep. But it's like, why were certain people or why did you come into this lifetime with a really huge challenge, a disability? Or like, why, like, it gets into all that stuff. Did we really pick these things? It's a way to think. Did you really pick your family? Did you really pick these challenges? Did you really pick that? Was that all to meant to your soul to grow, for you to evolve? And then I say amnesia, because we don't remember anything we picked. That's why I use the example. Everyone thinks that sometimes of their family, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm the black sheep. How did I pick this family? But you learn from your parents. I mean, they learn from you. There's soul contracts, there's soul things, there's karma, like all this stuff. It's interesting. And that's my way of thinking. The one thing that always made sense was, I say life is, you have to have fun. You're here to have fun and just have to be miserable. I don't think it does. But are we here to grow? Yeah. And where do you grow from the most? Your challenges, your relationships. Oh my gosh, your relationships with your mother, with your father, with your son, with your daughter, with your pet. I don't know. Like, you learn from relationships are the biggest test and teacher of everything. Every relationship you have is a teacher, so. And then your relationship with yourself, number one. Do you hate yourself? Do you love yourself? It takes a long time to get to the point where you love. I mean, maybe not for everybody. For me, it was self-love. Like, I'm going to put up with this. Are you going to have, and even that, like, with deserving more. Do you deserve more? Do you think you deserve more? If you're just scraping by, life sucks. Are you worthy of more? Now, again, I'm not saying like, oh, if you're not, you're doing something wrong. I'm just saying that's the things I ask myself, because some people say, well, no, I have what I don't strive for more. I'm happy with what I have. And that's fine too. But some people, it's a thing of self-worth, bad relationships, a great example. I was so unhappy in many of them. But I didn't deserve better? Should I be just always upset and fighting and not abuse, like, well, that wasn't a physical abusive relationship, but a lot of women are. You hear that all the time. Girls going back to guys who abuse them. And I know a friend who's like in that too. And it's just like, they just keep going back to someone treats them like crap. Is it really the abuser's fault all the time, or is it something within you too, like thinking you deserve that, like you don't deserve better than that? And that sometimes for me that took a long time to say, no, I deserve better, or I'll be alone, or whatever. So it's all that love, 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 love. So it's a holistics wisdom. I don't know if it's wisdom. Maybe people don't think it. And Joe says, and you got another 10 from me along with another video wearing the new Oh, I didn't even see that. Oh, Joe, thank you. Thank you so much. Joe's bought a coffee and he's in the running for another lyric sheet. So he did get the t-shirt. Yay, he got the t-shirt, and that means he got the lyric sheet. So, that's awesome. Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much. I'm glad you got your package. And for the other buy me a coffee set, you guys will be getting my monthly. Thank you so much, Joe. I love you. Thank you so much for all your support. Always. You're the best. Thank you. I really appreciate it. We love you. And White Noise, thanks for the hope tonight. Well, you're welcome. And thank you for being here. I love you. Don't ever, life is hard, but we're here to just know you're never alone. We think we are, we feel we are, but don't let sometimes I feel like they do. They always also make it always seem like doom and gloom. That's all you see. Sometimes fear, and doom, and everything's horrible and everything. But sometimes and you just got to dig for them. There are people out here wanting to connect. So thank you for being here, and I love you. And let's close it with, let's see, what other video I have. Then I'd start talking too much, right? I talk a lot. Whatever. It's my show. People are still here. Then I'll say, I think I only have two. Okay, maybe I'll save some more for tomorrow then. Okay. I guess maybe I'll just save some. They don't teach this at school. Listen carefully. Wealthy. Okay, I'll save some for tomorrow. But here, let's close it with this one. I don't even remember what it is, but I'll try it.
I can tell you that everything you want, everything you dream about already exists in the quantum field. But we are all programmed to be realistic and not dream and just work and work and work and work, and eventually you get it. That's not how the universe works. You have to broadcast, your emotions have to align, because you're technically just a huge magnet. So everything you dream of, everything you want is already in the quantum field, just waiting for you to broadcast it and ask the universe for it. So always dream big, and always remember that everything you want is in the quantum field waiting for you. What if I can tell you that everything you want, everything you dream about?
Who is this kid? He's very smart. Did someone tell him to say that? Right? But it's, thank you, Jess. Jess says, talk away. I love it all. Well, they'll think, you don't tell me to talk. I could talk forever. But, wow. Look at this kid. Okay, so I have a book too about the quantum field, right? When I say holistics, it's the energy of there's more to this world than you see, right? I mean, again, this is not for everyone. Some people don't believe that. They believe in the science. There's nothing after life. This probably isn't the show for you. You're probably not even here this long if that's how you think. And that's okay, whatever. But for me, this is what life's about, connection, people, in the quantum field, it's energy. Okay, energy is so, it's so real. I mean, we are made of, what animates our body? What makes it, people could say, well, it's your heart beating and your brain and the things, without those, you're not here anymore, right? So it's just you could get into the science, but what created it? I mean, come on, I'm not saying I have the answers here. Have you read the Celestine Prophecy? Yes. I had that book. Well, that was more of like a story. It was a story, right? I'm trying to remember it. But it's funny. Have you read it? I'm trying to remember it. It was like the ancient story. It was of something. So my point is, I remember having it and kind of reading it, but I don't totally remember what was it about. So let me know. Yeah. I did. I had that book on my bookshelf for a long time. I would have lugged them around. I was like, I'm never getting my spiritual books. I have a bookshelf with some of my favorites. I've lost some of them along the way, but The Secret, all those, but Destiny of Souls, Journey of Souls. It was all about nature and the color green. It's all about nature and the color green. I'll have to look at that one again. The Celestine Prophecy. I do remember that. I loved it. Aw, yeah. See, Jess gets it. Jess is awakened. Yeah, but you know what they say about the quantum things? Then there's a thing about parallel universes. Have you heard that? Because we see, you know, especially sometimes when life's like going not the way you thought, but you see yourself as what you thought it was going to be or where you would be by now, all that stuff. But they say in a parallel world, like he's saying, you're a magnet. It already exists. There's different versions of yourself living different lives somewhere else. Because remember, like any choice you make affects the path of your life. What reminds me of that movie? What was it called? Like Sliding Doors. Did anyone ever see that movie? I think it was like Gwyneth Paltrow or whatever. And she was in England and she goes on a train and the door closed. There's like two versions and it follows her side by side of one decision that changed her life. It went this way or this way. And if she was trying to catch a subway and she was running down, and in the one version she missed it, and when she missed that, she went on walked. I kind of forget exactly, but she walked a different direction, and then in the other version, she got on the train. She got on right before it closed. She got on the train, and when she got on the train, she met this guy who. I forget the details, but my point is, obviously, it's just about one decision, boom, transfers your whole life, meeting that one person or not meeting that one person or taking that one road or not. So it was kind of cool. And I forget why I started talking about it, but anybody remind me? But just about how life is crazy like that and certain things and decisions and all that. But about versions that already exist with the parallel realities or parallel universes where you already exist of that if you made a different decision. The labyrinth door knockers, yes. Lapel, yes. Which one are you gonna go to? Remember he's like holding the nose. And she's like, knock, knock. And she goes, either which door are you gonna go under? Like, and she falls down she fell down, the hands and all that. And if she went to other door, who knows you're gonna bet? Like that's light, right? It's kind of crazy. But again, it goes back to destiny. Will you always get to where is it a free will? Is it predetermined? Is it destiny? Are you really coming here before you knew what you were going and what road you're going to take to get there? Like they always said, there's an easy way or the hard way. It's a decision that was made. Yeah, it's a decision that was made. You don't know what's behind door number one, but door what? Same thing with people, right? Well, what about this one or that one? And right, it's just certain things that take your life in a completely different direction. And there's no point in crying over what was. I try to say that sometimes. Spilt milk. Can't change the past. And it's really hard because you could spend a lot of time, and I do it too. Like, oh, if we just didn't do that, if I just didn't buy that house in Maine, oh my God, I would have a car, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. You can't do that to yourself. I find myself doing that sometimes. You just have to, the biggest way I say is to trust. Trust that you're here where you're supposed to be. And people say that and be like, oh God, I thought I'd be here by now. I thought I could be there by now. We're where you're meant to be. I guess. Not I guess. It's true. But sometimes you want to hear that. You're like, oh, really? Here? Still here in this? How? But if you're growing and you evolve and you learn from those things, then you are where you're supposed to be. Because is life really about just growing? It's about growing. So learning, were all those mistakes really mistakes? I say it all the time. I don't think so. But he says a magnet and all that with energy and all that stuff. So I like that. I like that one a lot. Let's see. Should I play one more? They don't teach that at school. That kid was pretty smart. You think he was reading something from, who told him to say that? Or does he just really just know? Okay, let's see. Did I already play this one?
It'd be this. The CEO of ChatGPT was asked, what is the one trait of the people that are the most successful? Guess what? It wasn't hustle. It wasn't grind. It wasn't stock investments. It wasn't reading books. You know what it was? The people that believe in themselves to the point of delusion. If you believe in yourself to the point of delusion, you can literally do everything. Your body, you can do anything and everything. Your body will act accordingly. If you don't believe in yourself, who is going to believe in you? If you don't believe that you are the person for the job, who is going to believe in you? If you don't walk into every room as if God sent you, you are not fulfilling your potential because God has sent you there, okay? Your aura should be radiating that. believe in yourself to the point of delusion. There is no plan B, baby. It's you. It's always been you. Let's go. If you remember one.
I like that. See, it's true. Like, it's, it reminds me of that quote, and I used to put that one up a lot too. It was like those who are, I don't know who said it. Was it maybe Steve Jobs? I don't know. But it was like those who are crazy enough to think they could change the world are the ones who do. Like she's right. You have to be delusional because people won't believe, and it's like, it's hard when you're the only one that still will always believe. And like I said, it's not from a bad place. Like there's people who believe in you, like and it's parents are a big one, like parents automatically, like my mom and stuff, I know she believes to me to death, but they have to, it's automatically, they go into protection mode. Like, be careful, because that's just the way it is, right? That's just the way they are. So, and sometimes you want your parents to believe in you more than anything, but even as much as your parents will never believe in you as much as you believe in yourself, because they're always going to be, and maybe it's not the same for everyone, but I know in my case, they're always going to be there to protect you. Are you sure? Are you sure? Like, don't worry, because they don't want to see you fail. They don't want to see you get into even worse situation if it's with money or debt or whatever. So they're always, so that's the hardest thing too, because you always want your approval of your parents, or you want your parent to believe more than anything, maybe not everyone's the same way. I don't know, but you want that. But I think even with parents, sometimes you say, oh my gosh, they don't get it. But they're really just in parent mode, because it's like the parent-child relationship is complex, to say the least. You want them to see you as equals, but they're always going to be your baby, and they're always trying to protect you no matter what. So sometimes you're going to know it. Oh, please believe, and they want to believe in you, but they're worried, and So my point is saying, no, even your parents won't believe in you as much as you do sometimes, and it's not because, again, they do. But they maybe can't show it as much because they're always going to have the instinct of worry. Like, oh no, maybe you shouldn't do that. I don't know. So it's hard. It's hard with risks and stuff like that. Does anyone else feel like that? I don't know. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So a point where she said it. Michael Jackson said it too. Believe in yourself. Like, no one's going to believe as much as you do. And again, it's not until they see results that people are like, oh yeah, you were right. I always believed in you. And maybe they did kind of, but like, no one's going to also sacrifice as much as you or risk as much as you. And they might think you're crazy. Oh my God, that looks really stupid. Why don't you better get a job. You better but there's certain things I'm like, no, I know it's going to work. I know it's going to pay off. I know it is. And he said, walk in there. Like, it was God said, this is your mission. Like, it's not just like, oh, I don't want to work, I'm lazy. It's like, no, I believe I came here for a certain thing and I have to follow that. That's me. That's not everyone. Not everyone has that. Some people have a different, I would say, more simpler life where it's like kind of paved out in front of them. Like, nope, what was their soul's destiny before they came? They agreed, I'm going to find my soulmate at 16, go to college, have 5 kids, and that's fine. But it's not so confusing. It's more like, okay, I know that maybe my journey was to learn through my kids, or to have kids that do something else in the world that is amazing, whatever. Is that my point is I don't have children. So I know it's weird, right? It's a lot. These are the things I think about, talk about. It's Hollis-tics. And I am your host, Hollis Mahady, and you are watching Hollis-tics. So let's close it out with one more video. Let's see what we got there. But yeah, I like her. But believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. They don't teach this at school. Listen carefully. Oh, no, I already had played that one. How about this one? Yoga. I forget what they say here. Let's see.
To your highest self. For when the heart breaks,
hold on.
Something.
I don't want to hear it from the beginning.
Your lowest point is the doorway to your highest self. For when the heart breaks, something far deeper is taking place than mere misfortune. We often don't realize the value of the darkness until it has passed, for only in the absence of light that we learn to become the light. The human mind seeks comfort, but the soul stirs for change. It longs to grow, not to stay the same. As I've said before, the meaning of life is just to be alive. And yet we resist the very currents that are pulling us into deeper awareness of that aliveness. You're not here to chase happiness like a dog chasing its tail. Happiness is a byproduct of becoming whole. And wholeness requires contrast. Dark and light, sorrow and joy, breaking and rebuilding. So when it hurts, let it hurt. Don't run. Sit with it. Listen to it. And when you finally rise from it, you'll realize the joy was never in the outcome, but in the transformation. Your lowest point is the doorway to your highest self. For when the heart breaks,
It's so good. I mean, I don't know. Does anyone? I love this stuff. I mean, it's so true. It's so good. And that's my album, Comedy of Errors. It's all about that. Like that. I need to read it. The human mind seeks comfort, but the soul stirs for change. It longs to grow and not stay the same. As I've said before, the meaning of life is just to be alive. And yes, we'll resist the very currents that are pulling us into deeper awareness of that aliveness. You're not here to chase happiness like dog chasing its tail. Happiness is a byproduct of becoming whole, and wholeness requires contrast. Dark and light, sorrow and joy, breaking and rebuilding. So when it hurts, let it hurt. Don't run. Sit with it. Listen to it. And when you finally rise from it, you will realize joy was never in the outcome, but in the transformation. The lowest point is the doorway to your highest self. Or when the heart breaks, something is deeper is taking place. Misfortune. We often don't realize the value of the darkness until it's past. From only in the absence of light that we learn to become that light. The human mind seeks comfort. Okay. Yeah. And that's the thing where I say, they don't live in the dark always, but the dark is crucial. I think, like I said, this isn't for everyone. And I know, but the people in here, I know Jess and White Noise and stuff, I know you guys get this and you feel it. And everyone else may be watching who's still tuning in if you're listening, that's why I say it's not comfortable and darkness blows, it's like negative and you're crying and you're depressed and it's all that. And it's sadness. I mean, it's losing people, death. I mean, all that, it's just so dark. But as he says, it's wholeness is incorporating, like I talk about the shadow dance. That's a song on my album. It's called The Shadow Dance. It's going to be the last song on the album. Because in the beginning of the album, when I go into on the journey, the soul's journey and the hero's journey, they say, like the movie, I talked about it in another podcast and I had that little chart and everything. But where are you on the soul's journey? And you go in, sometimes you got to go into the dark and you don't want it. And like I said, people avoid getting out of the comfort zone and the fear and the darkness, that you grow the most and you transform when you're in the dark, when you can get out of it. It is hard to exist and do stuff in the darkness because it does. It makes you depressed. It makes you sad. You do like numb and stagnant and you hide under the covers. That's what my song Covers is about. Shadow dance. But so I love all this stuff. Dark. So being human, going back to what we always say, right? Don't take the human out of it. Is it better to be a robot? We joke. Sometimes robots are better than some people, but the sadness, at least you're alive, you're feeling it. But we don't want to just feel the sadness and the pain. And that's they say about becoming whole. But how do you get whole? If it's all these different broken pieces that you kind of got to stitch together to become whole again. The absence of light, and when we learn to become the light, the human mind. I love that. You guys are still reading that. It longs to grow, So again, not everyone does, I mean, it's just like, this is deeper stuff and people don't always look at life like that and they're just trying to like get through. But this is stuff that stirs my soul. It makes me feel, I love talking about this stuff. And it's nice when there's some people in here. Otherwise, I'd just be talking to myself. But these are the kind of conversations I'll have with Dan and stuff like, what is all this stuff? What is all this stuff we're going through? But my point is, that's why I really I'm really proud of my album and everything. It's a comedy of errors. It's literally learning to take that pain, that sorrow, those mistakes. And if you could incorporate it, and they say, don't run from the shadow. Don't face it. Face your fear. Face the ugliest, darkest part of your stuff. Like I used to be drink with like a demon came out. Like, what is this? They face those fears and integrate the shadow because you can't run from it. Is shadow bad? Is light good? It feels good. Light, it's better to be in the light. I feel it's more enjoyable. It's fun. You're laughing. You're having a good time. Things are flowing. But then there's the darkness and it's the depression. And you got to try to get rid of that. Not get rid of it, but like learn through it, grow through it, incorporate it, like all that stuff, and integrate shadow work, shadow dance, all that stuff. Very interesting stuff. So I like that one a lot. Okay, I'm in here anyway. I keep going. I might just look at because I'll get some more videos tomorrow. Let's see what this person says. want to find this energy and vibration. You are the light. The center of the universe is everywhere. It's in each of us. Give yourself the light.
I dream of you amid the flowers for a couple of hours.
Everything is energy, and that's all there is. That's the reality you want. You can add. Wow, sorry. Always not so loud for you. But yeah, that one's just a bunch of different quotes. I like all that. That's cool. So let's play this one. Let's see what this one is.
And what you're building.
Oh wait, I like this one a lot.
Not everyone will understand what you're building. Do it anyway. You're expecting clarity from people who aren't living your vision. You explain it. They nod politely. They change the subject. Or worse, they question it. And for a moment, you shrink. Because misunderstanding feels like rejection. In the Flint Mind, I wrote, your lane is your domain. Your race is against your own potential. Here's the truth. People can only validate what fits inside their current framework. If your ambition exceeds their imagination, their confusion is predictable. It's not hostility, it's limitation. The mistake ambitious people make is seeking consensus before commitment. You don't need consensus, you need conviction. Vision is lonely in the beginning. There is no applause during construction, no validation while foundations are being poured. Understanding usually arrives after results, not before. Not everyone will understand what you're building. Do it anyway. You're expecting clarity.
I love that one. Let's see. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm back. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I love that one. Wait, here, let me go. Excuse me. I like to read it too, but yeah, and that's a hard part too, because I'm like, sometimes the building takes freaking forever. The foundation, and I say to Dan a lot too. We built something very, very, very. It's taken a long time, and the foundation's solid, even with everything. With the music, or with it all works together. But it's like sometimes you don't see the results. And it's hard for other people to understand it, and they're kind of like, "Well, what do you mean you're still doing music? Really, all these years?" But not like everyone says that. But I'm just saying, it's just like I said, until the results are tangible, a lot of people don't really understand. But that's where it is. Like sometimes they're limited in their thinking, or they don't really see it. Why would they? How could they? They weren't the one building it, or the journey they managed to understand. So it's never from really it's never not a bad place. It's just a misunderstanding. And that's again where I say, only you know, only you can prevent forest fires. And that's Smokey the Bear. But yes, anyway, the chat has quieted down. Anyone out there still? Love you guys all. I am Hollis Mahady. You have been listening and watching Hollis-tics. For those 16 eyeballs up there. Now I see 15. I lost someone. It's all right. People come and go. But wherever you may be watching this or still watching this, if you've been here that whole time and you're able to contribute in any way, obviously financial always helps. Buy me a coffee. Smash that link right there. Wait, hold on. Where'd it go? It was a decision made. That one right there, that hollismahady.com. Go over and sign up for my email list. That helps too. Sign up. I'll send some things out, and we're going to be, the reconnection movement's up there free to download. All you have to do is sign up for the email list. Go and subscribe to my email list. Turn on my bell if you are on the YouTube, or I think Rumble might have it too. When I say that, means they notify you when I'm live. And just in case you forgot, never was busy, you don't remember, but I'm here every night at 7 p.m. Tonight went a little longer. I did an over 3-hour show. We're going to my 3.5-hour mark. Probably because I have been gone for so long. I was gone for a week and only playing replays. But help a sister out. If you can't donate, and that is okay, I totally understand. If you can't buy me a coffee or drop anything in there, do me a favor. Of those 15 people watching this, if you haven't already, share it, retweet it if you like it. Tell someone else about it you think is into this stuff. Again, it's not going to be everyone. We talk about a lot of holistic things here, about weird things, but this is a place where we could talk about it. No judgment. I don't preach. I don't say this is how I think, this is how I deal with life. And I'm just on this journey with everyone else. And it's always better, like I say, to have some feedback and some fun here and to talk to each other and talk about these deep questions of life on Holistics here. So again, if you're watching, go ahead and like it or tweet it or subscribe it or follow me or whatever, and hollismahady.com is the way. If you are interested in buymeacoffee.com, again, one more time, well, as I do my closing spiel here, you can go up there. These are the ways that you can support the show, and you can go over to buymeacoffee.com and you could sign up to be a member, and it's $10 a month for all my exclusive podcasts and a lot of backstage stuff about my music and everything. And other ways, again, if you need some gym music, I have a lot of good tunes up there. I mean, I said it's $18,000 discount, guys. You only get it for $20. If you don't have a music collection, go and grab it. There's a lot of great music, a lyric sheet. I have a couple things in my store. I've already talked about it, but hollismahady.com, you could see it. Sign up for the email list or become a backstage member or one of our members. There's even a $2 a month or a $5 a month. It helps. And it keeps this on the air. It keeps me being able to do this and coming back more and doing more stuff. So let me get rid of that because it's stuck on my things there. And yes, so that is it. And I will be back tomorrow night with a brand new episode of Holistics. Maybe we'll get some more videos up there. As you can see, this is one of my favorite topics to talk about, all the weird things and different things. Because I think, these are the conversations that you don't just have when you meet a stranger. Hey, what do you think you're on a soul's journey? What level are you at? Did you pick your parents before you got here? Like, you're not going to talk about that stuff, but I like talking about all that stuff. So here we are. This is what Holistic is. But at the same time, we have a Friday night that is not very deep at all, but we talk about the 80s. We talk about the 90s. We talk about music. We talk about movies. So you never know where the conversation might go. But tonight we had some awesome people in here. Aaron stopped in. Of course, we had Maga, Dirt Biker. Joe was in the house. I don't know if you guys are still here, but I love you all. Thank you so much for stopping in. White Noise. Jim's Tim was in here earlier. I think he's gone now. Jess was in the room. So she's still here. A good night to all of you guys. And Gareth Hooper was in here for a while. Gareth's great from the UK, but it was very late there. So he had gone to bed. He's been in bed a while ago. But the great thing is I have replays. So if you missed the episode, you could catch it on my website. And all my other 15 other episodes are on my website, hollismahady.com. Ho, 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 ho. That's right, everybody. So I hope you had a good time. I had a wonderful time talking to you all. And it's great to be back. And we're going to monetize together. We are manifesting. We are creating. That version of me already exists somewhere in the ether there. It's there. We're just going to grab it. And we are going to get this show sponsored. We're going to get money rolling in, guys. We're going to get money rolling in so we can make change in the world. Because money always helps. It's not the end all, but resources help. So we're going to get more music out there, and I'm going to be able to get lots of artists on my record label that I've created. And we're going to be able to get lots of new artists, and we're going to get that human connection. We're going to do the recreation movement. We're going to do the reconnection movement. We're going to not let AI and the tech gods rule who we are and our souls. So always remember that. So I like to close my show with an applause and saying to everybody here, and everybody who might be watching or might stumble upon this later or might see a replay, I want to tell you that you're doing good. Never give up. Believe in yourself. Never stop believing. Life is a gift. It's a game we play. And if you're alive, you're still in the game. So give yourself a round of applause for being here and making it through another day. Maybe it was a hard day. Maybe you had a great day. I hope it was a great day. But if it was a hard day, we're here for you. So give yourself a round of applause. And you are never, never alone. Remember that. We're never, never truly alone. And sometimes it's hard to find those people to connect with, but they're out there. You got to search. You got to find them. Okay, guys. So with that said, I'm going to cue up my closing song. And Jess says it was decision. Aw. And Shannon White Noise gave the thing. I'm going to give it to you back. Heart. Okay, let me cue up my closing song here. I think I just pushed end stream and that should go. And again, one more time, just in case.
Are you enjoying the podcast? If you'd like to support what I'm building, you can buy me a coffee. Every bit of support helps me keep this podcast going and release my music independently. You can leave a one-time tip or become a member for a few dollars a month and unlock exclusive content and behind-the-scenes footage you won't find anywhere else. Just visit buymeacoffee.com/Hollis Mahady or scan the code you see on the screen. Download your free copy of the Reconnection Movement today. Just head over to my website, www.hollismahady.com. Go to the podcast sections, scroll to the bottom of the page, and enter your email to get your free copy instantly. Now more than ever, it's important that we reconnect and support real human creators and real people.
All right, guys. Again, thank you so much. I'm Hollis Mahady, signing off of Hollis-tics tonight. You've been watching Hollis-tics. As I just said it, I'm your host, Hollis Mahady, hollismahady.com. And I will see you all tomorrow night. Have a wonderful night. Be careful in your journey. And I'm always here for you. I'll see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Here's our closing song. This one's called Lights. See you next time.
Thank you for watching Hollis-tics, hosted by me, Hollis Mahady. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to share it with someone who might need it too. And if you'd like to support the podcast, you can visit buymeacoffee.com/Hollis Mahady. You can make a one-time donation or become a member for just a few dollars a month to get extra podcasts and exclusive behind-the-scenes content you won't find anywhere else. Or simply scan the code on the screen. Your support truly means the world to me and helps me continue creating independent content for you. If you like the music featured in this show, I license it through Epidemic Sound. You can head over to hollismahady.com, click on the podcast page, and use my link for a free trial. And don't forget to check out VOPUSARadio.com, where I host my music channel and am building a growing community of independent musicians. If you're interested in joining the network, just click Join Network and submit an application. Until next time, remember that you are loved and never alone. From human to human, big hugs. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. Enjoy the outro video. I love this song.
Lights shining from the window late at night. I'm just watching someone else's life go by, wishing it was mine. Dreams, everybody has them at the start. Somewhere along the way they fall apart, and it makes it kinda hard to look up at the lights. When the lights go out, everything is clearer. When the lights go out, I could finally see what it's all about. Standing in the mirror when the lights go out, it's you looking back at me. Hold, try your best to hold on to the rope. We all have a reason to let go, and it's easier to do, but it's better if we don't. When the lights go out, everything is clearer. When the lights go out, I can finally see what it's all about. Standing in the mirror when the lights go out, it's you looking back at me. When you wish upon a star just to find out it's a plane, and when you think you've come so far but you're standing still again, and you finally understand. When the lights go out, everything is clear. When the lights go out, I could finally see. When the lights go out, everything is clearer. When the lights go out, I could finally see what it's all about. Standing in the mirror when the lights go out, it's you reason to let go, and it's easier to do, but it's better if we don't.